We are streaming and we are recording.
Okay. So, Garen can jump in when he jumps in. So, last time, you, after having fought off a succubus in an old library, managed to stumble across some notes that pertain to some of the smithing secrets of Durgan the Black. While traversing a little bit more into the dungeon, you also managed to find the final resting place of Durgan the Black and fought against his re-risen final nemeses, including 2 ogre skeletons and orc that turned out to become a white. After fighting them and recording some of the details surrounding the body of Durgan the Black and the runes that kind of told his story, you took some of the notes from within the blacksmithing book and gave them to Dr. Otto Octavius, who then shared them with the rest of the Duergar. After doing this, they allowed you to kind of traverse further into the dungeon, whereupon you found a deep descent and a chain ladder leading down. Following the ladder down into a dark, acrid chamber, you stumbled across, it seemed, the horde of a black dragon. A fierce battle ensued, whereupon you barely emerged victorious thanks to some clever use of wands within the dragon's horde being fired somewhat randomly by your wizard. turned out it paid off, but you managed to loot for yourselves quite a bit of a wealthy fortune, and have decided to explore the last few remnants of this cavern, of this keep, before finally heading out. While exploring, you managed to come across what appeared to be a large stalagmite. However, it sent out a tendril and has grasped your lizard there, Kurt, and he is currently grasped within the tendril of this thing as it has opened its eyes and its mouth and is looking like it's going to try to pull him across this very fast-moving river over to try to eat him. So, if everybody else is here, go ahead and roll initiative.
Sure thing. Well, I'm doing stellar with initiative. I have to figure out what feat that is, by the way, that gives you a bonus to initiative. I have to look.
I don't know what it's called. All right. So at the moment, Kurt is restrained. Tuck would go first, in the interest of time. He's going to move here, and then, because he's so speedy, he's just going to kind of jump across. And he's just going to whack this thing upside the head with his staff and all that good stuff. And neither one of those will connect. We'll have Jafar move next. He's going to move right there and attempt to bite this thing. And does not connect. And going to fly away before he gets walloped. Then it's the ranger, who is currently grasped within this tendril. He is going to attempt to take out his 2 swords, and we're going to say he's going to use a bonus action to engage the both of them.
You're referring to the tendrils.
Yeah, he's grasped within a tendril right now, tendril of this creature. He's going to pull out his swords, Fire and Fury, spend a bonus action to activate charges on top of them, which allows Fire to do an additional d6 and Fury to attack twice. And with Fury in the main hand, he'll swing twice. Oops. And the 20 will connect. Why does it not have a bonus in?
Well, he didn't attack. Does the fire damage go on both of them, or is it just the one?
Well, it's a short sword. It should add his it should be adding his I think the strength modifier and the damage there. At least because I have it set as the offhand by default. So we're just going to change that real quick to. I guess it'd be Dex 2. Okay, so +2. All right, so he manages to slice at the tendril itself then. However, it doesn't look like it manages to break the tendril. It weakens it a little bit, but doesn't break it.
Right.
So, Will, you're up next.
Okay, then. Going to pull out the pull out the wand of magic missiles and use that.
I think Kent has that.
No, he has that.
No, I have that.
Okay,
Kent has the wand of wonder.
you're right. Okay.
How many? How does? Hold on. I gotta go to
The thing and see
the
how it
journal
works.
entry on it.
I don't know how many charges it
Oh,
has.
I don't have a
left.
journal entry. Do I have a journal entry on it? No. Yes.
It has 7 charges. For each charge
It's-
you use, it expends 1 missile.
And we took a long rest, so you should have gotten some of those charges back.
Well, at the end of the last fight, we had 4.
Okay.
At the end of the so you should at the moment have 4 charges within it.
Okay. I'm going to expend all 4 of them.
Okay. So go ahead and roll 44 plus 4.
Oh,
So as they pelt this thing, you watch as it kind of reels back, kind of shocked as this arcane energy pelts it. Now go ahead and roll a d20. Okay, the wand is stable.
yeah.
Are you making-
I figured a 1 in 20 shot. Nah.
Are you making any additional movement?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of line of sight.
All right, Kent, you're up next. There's enough room that you can sidestep around Will if you wish.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to go to here. And I am going to hold on. I hate to burn a ton of spells if I don't know what this thing is doing. So what I will do is that can I, from my vantage, can I see that thing is more or less kind of fixed to the ground, or can it move? Do I get the impression that it can move from where it's at?
You can make a history check.
Yeah, hold on. History. Bam.
Okay. There's very little you know about the Underdark as a collective whole. However, you know enough to know that this is a creature that can move, but not very fast.
All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to cast.
Sorry.
That's all right. We just started on the fight with the Roper. I had you jump across and missed 2 hits against it.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. For right now, we're going to go with Magic Missile cast at level 2. So let me do that.
All right.
Magic Missile level 2. Bam.
Okay. All right. The magic missiles pelt this thing hard. It kind of reels back a little bit. However, it managed to hold Kurt within its tentacle, who's kind of flying in the air. Are you making any additional movement?
I'm going to hang there.
All right. The Roper will go next. Starting where it is, it's going to take its remaining 3 tentacles. Excuse me, its remaining 3 tendrils, trying to grasp at the snake, at you, Kent, and at Tuck.
Okay.
That's against you, Kent. That'll miss.
Yep.
Against the snake. I forget what his AC is. High enough. Okay. Doesn't grasp the snake. Against Tuck. A 19. All right.
I think that beats
So
his
you-
armor class.
Yeah. So your monk is also ensnared. He is then going to reel in Kurt right up next to him. And then he's going to take a bite against Kurt. 12 is not going to beat his AC, though. Can't manage to get enough in there to where he's actually able to do any damage, which is good, because that was a hell of a lot of damage that would have hit him. All right, tuck your grasp within this tendril, and you're pretty close to this thing's large, toothy mouth. However, it's taken quite a bit of beating from a few magic missiles. Had you muted on Discord? I still can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello,
now we
there you
can.
go.
We can hear you. now.
Okay. If I break free or try to break free, it's an action or bonus?
Let me see.
Do I have to break free? Or
You
can
don't
I
have
hit
to
him?
break free. You are
You're ensnared.
you're considered
I'm ensnared,
restrained.
so I can hit him.
Yeah, you can hit him.
Give me a second.
Okay. Because you're restrained, the attack roll, your attack rolls will have disadvantage. Now you can also attack the tendril that you're grasped by, and you wouldn't have disadvantage on that.
Sure.
Okay. If you're attacking the tendril,
Yes.
okay. Unfortunately, neither of those is going to connect against the tendril.
Really?
Really.
Sorry.
You're wildly swinging away at this thing, trying to break free, and it's just not working. Now, because I didn't mention it before, you can also try to break yourself free as an action,
Probably as a strength check.
as a strength check, yes.
Oh. Yeah.
I'll let you try it this round as a bonus action because I didn't mention it before.
Okay. Let's try it one. Strength check.
Hey.
Good enough.
Ha!
You managed
Nice.
to break yourself free of the tendril.
That's right, you bitch tendril.
All right. And it's just kind of flying wildly in the air. Are you making any additional movement?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to use one key to do a disengage.
Okay.
And where am I going to go? How far?
Well, watch where you go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, back up to there.
Okay.
And take my key down.
All right.
There.
The snake's going to fly in and attempt to bite this thing again. Not wanting his master to get eaten. Manages to connect. He watches it manages to, within this rocky hide, manage to find a weak point. Probably pretty close to its eye, but manages to guard it just in time, but still manages to get a significant bite down, and poison begins to course through this rocky thing's veins. And as it does, he's going to fly back a little bit. Kurt's going to go next. He's going to take his action to try to break free from the grasp of this thing, and isn't quite able to do so. However, he's going to use his bonus action to swing hit with his offhand his fire short sword, and doesn't manage to connect either. Will, you're up next.
Okay. Will Will plucks a cord and lets the music fill the air around him, and it begins to reverberate. And he says, "Once upon a time," and gestures towards the water over here, from which erupts a familiar-looking black dragon.
All right. Very clever.
And it's going to attack the roper.
All right. Intense intelligence
Loudly.
saving throw.
It's going to try to, like roar up and splash out of the water like a big spectacle and then attack.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
So intelligence saving throw. Rolls a 0. Not a particularly intelligent creature. So within this mind's eye, you manage to create this illusion of a large black dragon shooting up from the water, peering up before this thing and roaring mightily.
Awesome.
All right.
Now,
So
how-
it can
how
even
do
take
we,
damage from the illusion.
Yeah.
Phantasm created to appear. The creature can attack the target. Similarly, a phantasm created to appear as fire, pool of acid, or lava can burn the target. Each round on your turn, the phantasm can deal 1d6 psychic damage to the target if it's in the phantasm's area. So I'll allow you to go ahead and roll that 1d6 psychic. Okay. Within its mind's eye, this large red dragon goes in and tries to claw against the creature. It reels back, and it begins to hurt. As it does, it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Who, me?
No, the creature.
Oh.
Who succeeds. He manages to keep a hold on Kurt, but he's kind of freaking out at this point. Kent, you're up next. You see, you watch as this creature seems like it's suddenly very, very concerned and frightened.
Hey, Kelly, I'm sorry, real quick. Did you
Mhm.
take a second level spell slot off of my sheet already for that, or did I
I
start
did.
with two?
I didn't take one off for the.
All right, I
for
must
the
have
Phantom
used a
Force.
spell. Then I'll just go down to one. Then that's fine.
I think you only took a short rest after the dragon.
Okay,
So
That's
yeah,
fine.
so you may have used one against him earlier.
it's all good.
I will cast Firebolt at the dragon.
At the dragon?
Or at the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't see
Yeah,
it.
no one else sees the dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. Not I said dragon just because cool. But I will I will cast that at the
PTSD.
roper. Yeah, exactly.
All right. The fireball pelts against this thing.
And I will stay where I am at.
All right. It'll be this creature's turn next. With Kurt still in hand, he's actually going to move. And you watch as he begins to back up just a little bit and climbs straight up against the side of the wall. And as he does, he's going to
Open his third mouth. No.
but he's taking Kurt. He's going to reel him in a little bit more and just try to bite him really, really quickly as they flee, not wanting to miss out on a potential meal.
And he misses.
And he misses.
Jesus Christ, 21 piercing damage.
Yeah, it's 48 plus 4 if for that damage.
Jesus.
So he can only bite if he reels you in and has you in its tendril, though. Tuck, you're up next.
How far up the wall is he?
Only about 10 feet.
I have to be within 10 feet to hit him then?
You have to be within 5 feet of him.
Or you could throw
My range is
something.
20.
You can hit something from 20 feet away?
With my staff.
Yeah, you can throw the staff.
Oh, I thought you had to be. I thought you could be further than that. I'm sorry.
No, 20 feet.
You just have to be 20 feet in distance because you can throw up and it still counts as 20 feet.
Right. So I can be 20 and still hit him?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm still within 20 feet.
Yeah, because the distance covered in this case is 20 feet.
Well then, I will hit him now.
All right.
Staff.
All right, this one actually manages to connect. You watch as it almost kind of hits the eye, and it kind of reels a tendril real quick to kind of blind its eye as it's trying to freak out as this dragon creature is moving into and attacking it. But you manage to hit this thing while it's distracted.
And I'm going to snap my staff back.
All right. Are you making any additional movement?
No, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. Jafar will move next. Crawling up, trying to free his master. He's actually going to go after the tendril that is currently ensnaring him. And will connect. And does enough damage that the tendril holding Kurt manages to just snap underneath the weight of this flying snake's fangs. And you watch as the ranger swiftly just kind of on his feet land on the ground. And this thing's going to fly back. Kurt's going to jump just across this fast-flowing stream, pull out his bow as he does, and is going to fire using a charge against this creature. Unfortunately, does not connect. Didn't roll the charge either.
I know when he rolls it does. I just don't know how he does it.
I know how he does it. He just puts the check mark on or off.
Oh, okay.
So, but doesn't connect. Doesn't matter. Will, we're maintaining the concentration of this spell. Go ahead and roll an additional d6. All right. This thing's still reeling by the appearance of this apparent dragon as it moves, as you create the illusion of it moving in and attacking him still.
Can I do anything while I'm concentrating on that? I can't cast a different spell, can I?
As long
You
as
can
it's not
cast-
a concentration spell.
Correct. So long as the spell is not a concentration spell, you can cast it.
All right, hold on.
I've been learning.
No, that rules out Fairy Fire.
Reading is fundamental.
Say again?
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I will step over as I have to give myself a line of sight.
Okay.
And I will jam a chord. We'll jam a chord on his lute. And the sound explodes around the roper.
Mm-hmm.
Try
You can't shatter.
shatter.
Okay, con save. Fails to save. Hard. So a little bit of rubble begins to kind of shatter around this thing as this power cord that you strike sounds throughout the cavern. And as it does, it circles around this large creature, and it's clearly reeling by this. It's kind of on its last, well, it'd be on its last legs if it had legs. All right. Kent, you're up next.
Magic missile at level 1.
Okay.
No, don't hold back now, man.
If I know we might be fighting something else, I'm holding back.
All right. Your magic missiles impale this thing hard. It is still standing, however.
I'll be sitting where I'm at.
All right. For its turn, this creature's going to simply scamper up the wall. The remaining 20 feet, the ceiling from where you are is about 40 feet above, so he's almost at the top of the ceiling. But he's otherwise kind of staying where he is, trying to scamper up to the ceiling and just start fleeing away from this dragon. Too stupid to realize it's a phantasm. Tuck, you're up next.
So it's 40 feet up now?
And now you would have to move.
It is 30 feet up.
30 feet up.
Yep.
Okay.
You'd have to move about 10 feet closer to hit it with your weapon.
Or jump over the ravine.
Yep.
I'm going to move here.
Okay. Because your move
And-
speed, you're able to do that easily.
And hit him.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
All right. Now make a dex saving throw as this large, heavy body begins to collapse from the ceiling almost on top of you.
Bitch. There you
All
go.
right. You're fine. You duck out of the way just as this thing collapses to the ground with a loud thud, and you're out of combat.
Okay. I don't know if it's worth checking. I don't know if it's worth searching the body of a beast such as this.
It's up to you.
I absolutely will.
Okay.
All
I
right.
was going to say, I'm right there, so let's do it.
I mean, I'll gut the damn thing. I mean, this thing is it's
Yeah.
what do you call it? Like a bottom feeder. It's got to have
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if it poops.
Something
or just
undigested.
excretes. Yeah.
It shits treasure, man. It shits treasure.
Cut it open. You
I
have
don't
a
think it
review.
shits at all. That's the point.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check as you cut inside this thing.
Watch. All I get is smell.
No, not bad.
You're good. So funny enough, yeah, your suspicion manages to ring true. There's
awesome.
more than a few things of note within this stony gizzard. You find within 6 gems. There's a ruby
Wow.
worth 1,000 gold.
Oh,
There are also 2 emeralds worth 400 gold apiece. 3 serpentines worth 60 gold apiece. And finally, within the stony gizzard of this creature, you find a ring, a golden ring. The ring itself actually has 2 bands on it. It's not like other normal rings that you would normally see.
are they intertwined?
It has, yeah, they're not intertwined per se, but it has two loops that are kind of banded together. So you would wear it kind of on 2 fingers.
Oh, it's a 2-finger ring.
Yep.
Huh.
It's like pimping.
Says Thug Life across it.
Yeah, right. Well, there's two of them. One says love, one says hate.
Hey,
Nice rings are good.
magician fellow, come over here and see if this thing is magical.
Well, I can't detect magic, but I will certainly see if I can observe if it is a magical ring.
Yeah, I'll make an Arcana roll since I'm right there.
Sure, go ahead.
I will help you.
Well, maybe not.
I
Will,
will.
you have no idea.
I will try.
All right. Can't you believe? Yeah, there's an innate magical property within this thing. It does not in itself. You get the sense that there is no innate magic in this thing in and of itself, but rather that it can store magic.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'd say spend 100 and identify it.
Well, I wasn't planning on not doing that.
We'll get to work. I'm not going to tell you what to do all night.
All right. So you guys want to take 10 minutes and identify it? Will subtract the gold?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
100 gold, 1 silver for the identify then, and the ring is one of these.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I would like to vie for that ring, by the way, but if anyone feels that they can use it better, then, you know.
Who can use that, Killy?
Anybody.
Oh.
You could literally have the wizard cast spells into it, give it to the monk, and so long as he's attuned to it, the monk could cast spells.
Well, that'll never happen. But I will certainly do that for other people in the party.
Cast magic missile set the ring 1 time.
No. Wait, I just want to read that. Store spells cast into it. Holding them until a tune wearer uses them. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time. So, okay. When found, it
2
contains...
level 2s on level 1, basically, or 4 or 5 level 1 to me.
Yeah, the description says it contains 1d6 minus 1 levels. The default it's giving you is 5, so it can store up to 5 levels worth of spells. So I might add for your benefit then that means you could store a level 2 magic missile, a level 2 magic missile, and a level 1 magic missile, as an example, for a total of 5 levels worth of spells, or a level 3 spell and a level 2 spell.
Right. I'll tell you what, we'll figure out who's going for that later. And then let's continue on with the adventuring.
Very good. Search the rest of the area or anything else around here, Kelly?
Yeah, so as you get a better feel for this area, past where the roper is, there appears to be what you think might have been some old jail cells up to the north. There is a sturdy plate of iron door that is standing open.
All right. I'll stealth up to the doorway and take a look-see.
Okay. It ends into a short hallway. From the hallway, you can see 2 more iron doors standing open. There are bars on those doors that indicate they're probably some kind of jail cell. On the end, the last one is closed.
All right, hold on. I'm going to try something. Okay. The armor only changes clothes, so it only simulates clothing.
Yes, mostly. You can't change the armor to look like another suit of armor.
No, I was going to look like an orc.
I thought you were going to walk around looking like a guard.
No.
Well, that's
No. It disguises the clothing. It doesn't give you the
All right,
disguise
I'll
self.
sneak up to here and look inside that cell.
Okay. That cell is empty.
And here,
Also empty.
I'll sneak up and listen at the door.
All right. Make a perception check.
does that have bars or is it a solid door?
It is. This one is solid.
Okay.
All
There you
right.
go.
You don't hear anything. However, looking at the door, you can figure out that it is locked.
Well, it's locked, eh?
Mhm.
Should we try to discover what is inside?
Do we have any way of opening a locked door?
You
You
have a
one way of
wizard.
opening a locked door.
Oh, by all means.
All right. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
Mhm.
saunter up to here because I think I only have to be within view of said object.
I think so.
And hold on, I'll double check because I don't want to be wrong.
Just link this. Go ahead and click the spell and link it.
Yeah, I
We'll
know.
see the range.
I just gotta go back to
Okay.
60 feet. Yeah.
Yep, 60
So,
feet.
all
So
right.
you're good.
So because I do not know what is in this door, I'm just going to go here and I will cast knock on the door.
Okay.
And now I have 1 second level spell slot.
As this creaky iron door opens,
Mm-hmm.
inside is what appears to be the body of a dwarven skeleton.
We'll take a look at it.
Go ahead and make a perception check. All right. Peering around at the dwarven skeleton, you notice a couple of things. First off, it's wearing a suit of armor, and however, the suit of armor looks like it's been corroded after a long period of time. The skeleton is that of a female, and as you peer around, you get the sense that this must be the unfortunate victim of. This must have been an unfortunate victim of the orcs. And furthermore, glancing at the body, you see the armor, although corroded, has the mark of Durgan the Black. You think maybe this was one of the lieutenants that served in his army and was captured by the orcs and unfortunately met her end in this cell. On the body itself, you also find a silk purse even, containing 8 platinum, and a key that opens the iron, and a key which you think opens the big iron door into the actual dwarven abode that you used knock on earlier.
Okay.
Well, that would have made sense to come down here first. Damn it, Killy, where was all that at? No.
It was your decision to go.
I
that
know.
It just meant you got to see Drider Man sooner.
I'm glad we didn't because we gained a level and items that helped us survive what we encountered by going there first. So we definitely did this, I think, in the right order.
Okay. Nothing
I might
else.
add for
Go ahead.
nothing else in the cell. I might then add for your benefit that you have more or less thoroughly traversed every room in this hall, in this dungeon. If there's anything you want to revisit, now would probably be the time.
Do we want to start making our way back toward toward our way? Up. I guess.
Up and out.
Was there anywhere we didn't go yet?
I
No.
can't. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't tell by.
I can tell you for a fact you've explored every room.
Okay.
Now, there's maybe some things you haven't done in certain rooms, but you've explored every room.
Great.
Yeah, let's make our way back up.
Okay. So if you're all making your way back up.
Yeah.
You're making your way up and out. With the bulk of the dungeon being mostly dead quiet at this point. It seems any remaining orcs have abandoned it. However, as you begin to exit out the way you came, can't you see a familiar figure standing at the end of the stone pillar, wearing black robes? Standing next to him, you see what appears to be 4 orc bodies. However, they're kind of shambling a little bit. And as you step onto the plateau with this black hooded figure looking out, He turns around to you, the hood covering his face, and he smiles and he says, I had hoped that you'd use the gift I had given, but to drain the power of a dragon. Now, you are always you do surprise me, and you are promising. But there is more power yet within that staff that you have unlocked, that you have yet to unlock. And as he says that, you watch as the four figures turn around and look at you. Two of them are wielding swords, two of them are wielding bows. They look like orcs, however, there is a blue necromantic glow within their eyes. And he says, allow me to show you the remaining power that you have yet unlocked. Take your staff, use it against these fiends. Draw their strength for your own purpose.
Okay. Two things.
Mhm.
One, did you steal a Medivh character slot for that character? Or
No.
character icon? Okay, because
No.
because it straight up looks like feathers like Medivh has.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's not Medivh. I found it online, but it's not Medivh.
okay. I was going to say, because that's
It's-
pretty cool if you did. Do I get the impression that I'm going to have to fight these no matter what?
Make an insight check.
Hold on.
Based on what you can tell, it seems like these creatures are at the moment completely under the control of your former master. At the moment, they're not moving to attack. You get the sense that should he wished it, they could move to attack.
Well, Ken, thank you very much. Nice knowing you. I'll see you.
Wait, Roran's here? Okay. Let me see how I'm going to handle this.
Move forward and take out your staff. Aim it at one of these fiends, and I will show you the power that you have unlocked.
I just want to say to my guys, I don't trust him, but this staff is doing things. Should I trust that?
That's what she said. I don't know. I'll back your play, Will says.
All right.
I shrug and push him forward.
All right. All right. So I guess I will close to here, and I will. What would I be doing? Meleeing with the staff?
He told you to raise the staff out in that direction at one of the creatures.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to raise the staff out at the closest creature to me.
Okay. As you raise it out, you watch as your old master approaches close, and as you do, he says, Zaxus! And you watch as a black necromantic energy shoots out from your staff against the creature. The creature begins to kind of howl in pain, and as it does, you watch as the necromantic glow begins to center around it. It is black, and as it does, you feel like some of the remaining energy within the creature has been drained by the staff and begins to empower you. So, here's the additional feature that your staff has gained.
Okay.
As an action, you only have one charge of this that respawns during the day. As an action, you can use the staff to dominate an undead creature of 1/2 rating or lower. Basically, if it's hostile to you, you can use an action by using the command word Zaxus to dominate the will of that creature, and it becomes under your command. Furthermore, as an action, you can drain the energy of an undead creature under your command. You can drain as many hit points as you wish from the creature and restore that many hit points to yourself.
Okay. Does the other still have to roll the wisdom save after that?
Not for this.
Not for that. Okay. All right. So I need to make a note of that. But he's standing right there, correct?
He's standing right there. He said the command word to activate this effect, and he's watching as this orcish, undead, zombified creature kind of is reeling back in pain as the staff is draining it of its energy. And as it does, you're basically using both effects at once in this case.
Okay.
But he's reeling back in horror and is twisting in all sorts of convulsing agony. And as it does, you feel rejuvenated and revigorated as this creature just kind of collapses once more to the ground, undeath fading from its life, from its eyes. It no longer has a necromantic glow within it.
All right. Because he's standing there, I would like to say to him, why did you kill all of your apprentices? Why were you going to try to kill me? If you were going to teach me these things, why did you not teach me?
He looks back at you and he responds, "All will be revealed in time, boy. For now, continue to grow in power. The time will come when the answers you seek and the mysteries that you strive to solve will be revealed." And after he says that, you watch, first off, as all of the remaining zombies collapse to the floor. And as they do, you watch as your master turns into a puff of green mist and begins to fly away.
Okay. I have to write that down real fast, Killy, so give me 1 second. I'm just adding it into my
You might want to just jot it down as a note somewhere off to the side, because as we move to the main campaign, you're just going to have to write it again.
Yeah. So all right. So it can do what now? It can
As an action, the
as
command
an
word
action.
is Zaxis for both of these,
Action
spelled like that.
command word, and I will spell that in a second. So what does it do for the first one? Or for that one?
So, like a cleric has channel divinity, destroy undead.
Uh-huh.
This basically has a channel divinity, dominate undead.
Okay.
So, you get one charge of it. You gain that charge at the end of a long rest.
Okay.
You can use that charge to dominate an undead with a challenge rating of 1/2 or lower.
Undead of challenge. Wait. Challenge.
CR 1/2 or lower.
Yeah.
And also, as an action, you can drain the life points of an undead creature under your command, for however many hit points it has, and restore it back to yourself.
Hit points of creature under command, and add it to myself. Add those points to those.
Now suck all your master's energy with the staff.
He's already
He's already
gone.
floated away.
Ah.
He's gone.
Don't worry, I still don't trust him. But I also don't know that we could have fought 4 of those.
It would have been a tough fight. Not impossible, but tough.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I have that written down. Okay.
All right. Okay. So, are you all then returning to the city of Blasingdale? The town of Blasingdale, I should say, not really a city.
Guys, yes. Pant.
Bueller.
Will. Garen.
Sorry, thought it was on. Yeah, no, we're good to go, right? Let's go.
Yeah, I just want to
All
make sure Garen's good. But
Okay. Yeah, you're muted Discord for what it's worth there.
Yeah, there's nothing else to see here.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was on the phone with the mother.
Will is eager to get back.
Okay.
Yep.
For the sake of expediency, here's what happens then. You'll get all your stuff back because it takes a couple of days to get back, and the couple of days is without relative incident. As you return back to the town, again for the sake of expediency, you return to the town hall and turn in all the orc gears you've collected. You have your record down, and she'll give you the gold value for those orc gears that you've collected. And I can tell you what that was if need be. I believe it's 25 gold per set of ears. So go ahead and write that down if you haven't already. You turn in the gold, or you turn in the ears, you get the gold. Now, as you're within the town hall,
25 per pair.
25 per pair. To prove each orc, 25 gold basically per orc that's dead because you collected the ears in pairs.
That's 400 gold.
Yep. So as you're doing this, you watch as someone bursts in. They look like a young mage. They look like they've been running for quite some while. And as they burst into the town hall, he looks up at you and says, "Well, Pharaoh, I have a message from Mayor Hanover." And he holds up a piece of parchment in your direction.
Take it and read it.
Okay. The parchment reads thusly: To Sir Wilfero Beethoven and his companions. About 3 days ago, we learned of an attack upon the Mirabar expedition in the Sunbury Hills. Your friend Sir Bradford was leading the defense against an unknown assailant. When he, as well as a number of our other dignitaries, were captured. We don't know who the assailants were, and we don't know where our diplomats have been taken. Our only clue to this is an individual, one of our diplomats, one of the people within the expedition, managed to flee the scene. He is awaiting a team of individuals within the Swinging Sword Inn in Red Larch. The young mage that I have sent along with this message can open a portal to take you there. Please leave at all due haste. The more time that is spent otherwise risks the lives of both Sir Bradford and our other dignitaries. Signed, Mayor Hanover.
Wow. Will who's around at the moment?
At the moment, within the town hall, there's the guard captain, who's a half-orc woman. There is, as well as a couple of other guards who are kind of stationed nearby, keeping an eye on things as this is going on. And then there's your party and this young mage who has delivered the letter to you.
All right. Is there like a private room off to the side or something like that?
There's probably a private room off to the side, yes.
Yeah. All right. So I pull the group into the room and I read the note.
Okay. Do you let the mage follow you in there?
Yes.
Okay. So he shares this information with you with the mage in hand, and he says, "I can open the portal whenever you're ready."
All right.
I say, collect yourself for a moment. This is the town where Happy Bob was at?
Yes.
Okay, real fast. I know this is urgent, but I want to make sure the mage gets the spell right. I figure he'll probably need about 5 minutes to get everything set up. I'm just going to run down the street real fast, pop my head into Happy Bob's and say, "Hey, thanks for the heads up for where we were going."
No problem, my friend.
And then I'm going to say, I hope your travels see you well, and I hope you are able to sell as many paintings as possible. And then I say I have to take my leave, and then I'm going to go back.
He'll raise his paintbrush back to you and says, "Happy trails, my friend, wherever life may lead you."
Okay, now I'm going to go run back to the town hall.
Okay. So the mage is beginning to prepare the teleport spell as you run back. The rest of you are patiently waiting. About a couple of minutes after you arrive, the portal opens. Do the rest of you step inside?
Well, okay. So I guess we've got a lot of stuff. I guess we got to kind of just go, right? This is a town we're going to?
Hey,
this is a town of Red Larch.
That's what a bag of holding's for, man. We can
Red Larch?
Red Larch.
2 words or 1?
2.
What was the name of the inn?
The Swinging Sword.
All right, I'll just tell the mage. Just put us. Don't drop us in the common room.
He says this will take you about a few yards away from the southern entrance to the town, far enough away that you won't spook any of the peasants who might be working in the area.
All right, good. Will is good to go. Is everyone else good to go?
Sure
All
thing.
As you step for the portal, go ahead and transition over then to the Princess of the Apocalypse campaign.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to take this moment to bio real quick.
Good call.
All right.
Give me a second, and we will do that. I don't even know how to transition over to the Princess of the Apocalypse campaign.
You basically just leave this game, and it should show you a list of games you've been invited to, and you just gotta launch the Princess of the Apocalypse game.
Okay.
Were we close to hitting level 5?
You
then
would
it's-
hit level 5 at this point.
Okay.
And I've already done the heavy lifting for most of it. Garen, yours is already set in stone.
Yep.
Because all the stuff you get is pretty baseline. Just keep in mind, you get your extra attack, and then you get the stunning attack as well. And I've added those feats at the bottom right of your
Wonderful.
additional feats and stuff.
Ooh.
Good man.
Your hit points have already been adjusted and everything, so you're already set to level 5 in here.
I am stuck at loading.
It took a while for me too.
You know, Killy, it just occurred to me that I probably need to open up both of those and cut and paste from what I just wrote down into the other one. For the stuff I just wrote down for the staff.
Yep.
Alright, hold on. Let me
Yeah, because it's not going to transition over to this.
Right.
And when I get some free time, I have to copy over some of the descriptions for the magic items, just so I have them handy for the stuff that I've given you guys.
Alright, hold on.
You increased my proficiency bonus, did you?
It increases it. Yeah, the system should automatically increase it. It should be +3, and
Yeah.
it should automatically adjust that across all your relevant stuff.
Yeah.
You'll notice your quarterstaff is a +8 now instead of a +7, and all that good stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, so I got past the first part of the loading thing, and I'm in the game, but I can't... Oh, there we go. Yay!
It might take a little while to load. Some of the maps and stuff in this point are going to be a little more detailed. Now, as you're heading level 5, you'll need to go ahead and pick your 2 spells and pick one to prepare.
Yeah. Hold on. And you already threw the invisibility on there. Let me just...
I already threw invisibility on there. Your hit points and everything are good. You just need to pick your 2 spells.
Right, I'm updating the I'm updating my the stuff I have on my notes and all that. Control C. Control V. Oh, damn it. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
And Pant, if you're back, you'll need to pick a new spell for yourself. You're hitting level 5 here. And I've already done kind of the heavy lifting here, but you'll need to pick a spell for yourself.
Alright. So I've added all that. Let me go to... Okay. So, as we are going to level 5, and I need to pick two spells. And you said I would have learned shield on the way. I just had to deduct the gold once we sell the stuff. So...
Yep.
Alright, let me just check something.
I should have already added shield into your spells there.
Oh, did you? Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So, at the beginning of level... Or my 3rd level spells, I am going to pick Counter Spell.
Okay.
And I am going to pick Fireball.
Okay. Now, which of those spells, if any, would you like prepared?
Right, because I should... let me look at my...
You only have one that you're able to prepare.
Yeah. Let me look at something real fast. Hold on. So right now, I have... One,
You took the same 3rd level spells that Crow took on a sorcerer.
Oh, good call. So I can now if I unprepare something from prior, right?
Yep.
I should be able to prepare 2 level 3 spells, correct?
Correct.
All
I'm
right.
back.
Then what
Uh,
I am going to choose is I am going to undo see invisibility for right
Okay.
now, and I will ready, or not ready. I will prepare both counterspell and fireball.
Okay. Pant, you get to pick a level 3 spell for hitting level 5. Or a spell for hitting level 5.
okay.
You are echoing.
I should only be. Hold on.
You're not echoing on my end.
That might be because I have the other campaign open since I was copying and pasting.
I'm out of the other campaign, so it shouldn't be that. I want to broadcast to others nothing, right? On Roll20?
Yeah, you're not going to be broadcasting through 20.
Yeah, and I want to receive from others nothing.
Correct.
Correct.
Because we're all doing this through Discord.
Right.
Okay, there you go. So I should no longer be echoing.
Correct. You are not echoing any longer.
All right, so...
Sorry, Kelly.
Font of Inspiration, that's cool. And they go up to a D8. That's really cool. Yeah, that's sweet. And then I get a third...
You get to learn another spell, whether it's... You get access to your 3rd level spells as well, so...
All right, so I get 4 first, 3 second, and 2 third level slots, correct?
Correct.
All right, so I can mix up all my spells. I don't have to...
I think you can change one of them.
There are some that I want to change.
Okay.
So give me a moment, and I will let you know what the changes are.
Okay.
Really? Bat guano and sulfur?
Yep.
I don't think I did that prior. Although that shouldn't be too hard to come by, I imagine.
Just make sure that's working. Yep. Okay. All right, so you're good to go then. As you're looking through your spells, figuring out what you want to do, a couple of notes.
Does anyone have? Can anyone link me? Never mind. I'll find it. I'll find it online.
What are you looking for?
The Enemies Abound spell.
Oh.
I got it. So you can find everything online.
Okay. A couple of notes as we get started with this. This part of the adventure is far more sandboxy. So there's a lot of different things that you guys, depending on who you talk to, depending on where you want to go, what you want to do, there's a lot of different ways that the flow of this campaign can go. So coincidentally, I have a couple of hooks to kind of guide you in a specific direction, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily forced to go in that direction. So there's a lot of different ways you can approach this going forward. It is also a very dungeon-heavy scenario, so keeping all that in mind, if I have to stop and review some notes, or if I take some time to kind of review exactly everything that's going on, please bear with me. I've read through the book 2 or 3 times, but even I don't have everything memorized, so...
Well, that's fair. Totally fair by my...
Yep. The other thing is I've been fairly somewhat lenient with death and unconsciousness. I'm going to be a little less so moving forward. So, just in case.
So don't die.
so don't die. Because if you're dead, you're dead. As you're looking up the rest of that, and what you want to do, you're entering in from the south of town along the long road here. As you look at this map, this is the map of Red Larch. All of the buildings that are in red those are buildings that you can visit. The Swinging Sword Inn is the large building on the northern end here, where your contact is waiting.
Okay. I'm assuming the blue buildings are houses.
There would be houses or residential areas. Now, the one exception to that rule is going to be these 3 large blue buildings over here. Why they made them blue, I don't know, but that's going to be that's going to be a wagon works.
Okay.
So if you wanted to hire horses for a wagon or something.
All right, good to know. Killy, I'm just making sure there's nothing I'm missing as far as setting anything up or anything. I know you've done most of the heavy lifting, as you said.
Right. You should be good to go, but feel free to double check if you think I missed something.
I don't think you did. I think you got everything here. Spells, okay, cameras. When everybody's ready to go, I guess we should head toward the where Will's contact is supposed to be.
As you also enter into the area, Kurt will say to all of you that he has an old friend who lives within the area that he thinks might be able to help out if need be, and he goes and leaves on personal business.
Okay. Fair enough. Should we? I will, say we, if we leave town, we'll get a message to you somehow.
Yep. He says if you see a flying snake panically heading over in your direction, then come find me quick.
Okay. I'm still here, Gilly. I don't know if everybody else is.
Yep.
I'm here.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm just looking through spells. I apologize. My attention span is such that I can't concentrate on more than one thing at a time.
Well,
sorry.
That's all right. I'll stop what I'm doing and pay attention to this.
No. If you gotta figure out what spell you gotta figure out. I mean, look. If first of all, Druid's not here, so I mean, I don't know how much we're going to get into like dungeoneering
Trouble.
tonight. So, I'm sure we could get into enough trouble without him, but.
It's okay. Just take your time. In the meantime, if anybody needs to buy or whatever else, or has any other questions.
You know what, Killy? I'll tell you what. As we're waiting to progress, I'm going to just I'm just assuming that our characters are awake. I would just like to kind of take a walk around town and see what these different things are.
Okay. Just go ahead and ping what it is you're kind of looking at.
What the hell is
tell
that?
you what it is. Well, this looks like it might have been a little bit of a water hole at one point. It looks like it's been dried up a little bit recently. However, there's evidence that there's plenty of mud that indicates there's been some pretty heavy rainfall here recently.
Okay, so not quite a reservoir, but kind of like a little pondish for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of those in Florida.
And after I'm done there, I'm gonna walk over to here. I'm gonna just try to figure: is this just a cul-de-sac or?
As you wander into that area, this looks like the area around here is muddy. Again, there's evidence that there's been some pretty heavy rain here lately. And by the way, to give you guys a sense of direction, you are no longer as far north as you once were. The city of Red Larch in the Summer Hills is maybe about 2 days' journey out from the city of Waterdeep. So you're much further south, teleported much further south. But this looks like this maybe market or something. But as you explore the area right now, there's evidence that there have been tents kind of pitched in here. Right now,
Hold on one sec. Pant, hit mute on yourself, buddy. Thank you.
Sorry.
No,
Just while we're paused,
Yeah.
Kelly, I'm going to take Hypnotic Pattern as a third level spell. And
hypnotic
I'm
pattern.
also going to replace my first level Cure Wounds with Healing Word.
All right, replacing Cure Wounds with Healing Word and taking Hypnotic Pattern.
Correct.
Okay. So let me pull those up so I don't forget.
take your time. Take your time.
All right, but in that area, though, looks like it might be a farmer's market right now. All that's there is a kind of a happy-looking half orc who is sitting next to a bunch of jars of pickles.
Well, this bears investigation. I'm gonna take a wander up to the happy-looking half-orc who's selling pickles and say, "Hi, how are you doing, friend?"
Hey, buddy, would you like a pickle?
I'm not too fond of pickles. I think the process
Oh, that's a
is.
shame.
I know. I'm sorry.
All
You,
right, let me punch in those spells.
no problem. Take your time.
Bonus. 60 feet. Instant. Is one. High. Is one. Make sure that's working correctly. It's not adding in the higher one.
Look, Gary, a map you can't fully cross in one movement speed.
That's first time.
Yeah. Why are you not? Damn it. Evocation bonus action 60 feet. Instant. I'll just do this though.
Guys, I got to step away for a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Hmm? What'd you do? Put the whole thing in from scratch?
Yeah, because when I tried to change it from over from Cure Wounds, it just wasn't working correctly. I don't know why.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
It's alright. Just typing in the hypnotic pattern real quick. Q. There's concentration. Wisdom pattern color moves through the air. Pattern appears and vanishes. Wisdom saving throw becomes charmed. Alright.
can tell you that on the Wizards 5th edition guide that I read, that guy ranks that spell very highly.
I wonder why. Okay,
Which
so
spell?
hypnotic
Which
pattern,
one?
I assume.
Oh,
So, all right. So you got your spells set up. Everybody's good to go. You wandered into this what looks to be a farmer's market. Right now, there's this half orc that looks like he's trying to sell pickles.
Seems like a kindly fellow. Or I'm over here, guys. I know I was just wondering while you were getting your affairs in order.
Right. Will, your contact, according to the letter, was waiting in the Swinging Sword Inn, which is this red building far to the north, in case you missed it earlier. All of these red buildings are buildings that you can visit.
I'm sorry. The red buildings are businesses.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go there first. We do have a lot of business we need to take care of, tying up loose ends from the last, from our recent trip. But we can meet this person first and address the immediate need. So will go there first and take along whoever wants to go. If we're all going to go, we can go.
I'll go.
I will follow you.
I'll make my way back from the pickle man.
Man, you need to come and eat if you're hungry. It's 9:30.
Okay. As you approach this inn, it is about 3 stories high, and it's a stone structure. It has a steep slate roof, and on top of it are a number of chimneys. A signboard juts out just over the door, and it's a 10-foot long carved wooden scimitar that is emblazoned with the inn's name across the scimitar in red paint on both sides. Outside is a yard with stables and outbuildings around the building. As you enter in, it is a very welcoming and luxurious-looking place, even by rustic standards. Wandering inside, you can see a woman who's running around. She looks like she's maybe in her mid-40s, and she's kind of carrying themselves about. As you enter into the common room, you also see sitting at a table by himself is what looks to be a wood elf wearing a green hood. Well, you think that wood elf might be your contact?
Really smart.
Okay. I'm going to, before I walk in, before I even really get to town, I don't want to announce myself. I want to, in case anyone's waiting for us that we need to be concerned about, which, Will thinks if whoever did the attack is as smart as they appear to be, they may actually have someone waiting in town for us. He's going to use his armor to appear in clothing very similar to what the majority of people around are wearing.
Okay.
And something with a hood that will somewhat conceal his face.
Okay.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
Right now, it's maybe about 4:30 in the afternoon.
So the sun's starting to go down.
Sun's starting to go down.
Okay. I'm going to say to Will, I met a cool pickle guy. I don't think he's anything to worry about, though.
No worries. We can talk. We can discuss your pickle after. Let's meet with this elf.
All right.
So Will just says nothing, just goes and walks calmly up to the table with the wood elf and says, "Good day, sir. May I join you?"
Sure.
Will, would you not Will? Tegan, would you like to describe yourself?
Sure. I'm a wood elf druid that was working for Sir Bradford, and what else do you want from me?
You can describe your appearance if you like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
What you look like.
So, I'm roughly 5 foot tall, hazel eyes, kind of skinny, and I have auburn hair.
As you approach and get a good look at his face, Will, you can see that this wood elf druid appears to have seen some sort of combat recently. Are the rest of you joining him at the table?
I'm
Tuck
standing
and,
around I'm standing around the table. I'm not sitting.
Okay.
I'm at the bar.
Okay.
All right, so we'll sit down and go. So, do you introduce yourself as Tegan, and is that the name of the person I'm here to meet?
He hasn't introduced himself yet,
Go.
but you have reason to believe, based on the description within the letter, that this might be the individual you were sent to meet.
All right, but when we weren't
not
given any.
sure.
All right, so Will says to him, "The sun shines brighter than a diamond today. I hesitate to go out at night, however. There might be bears about."
What's wrong with
Tegan, you're
bears?
aware that it's been raining very, very badly and pretty damn cloudy for the better part of the last week.
So you have a strange definition of sunshine and diamond since it's been raining.
All right, I made an assumption that my contact have been told that the diamond bears would be coming.
You would have,
so.
you would know that, but that doesn't necessarily mean he picked up on your subtle cue. Tegan picked up on your subtle cue.
It wasn't that subtle, but okay. My name is Will. I'm looking for a friend of mine. Perhaps you know him. His name was Bradford.
I'm familiar with the name.
Very good. Then you're who I'm here to speak to.
Quite possibly. Where's the rest of your party?
They walked in with me. They're hereabouts, and I kind of nod toward.
I'm right next to the table.
Yeah.
Okay, so only 3 of you, huh? I was hoping there would be more.
One of our friends got called away to visit not an acquaintance, but he should be back with us in a relatively short order.
Yes, the full weight of the diamond bears will be brought to bear on this issue. Believe me. But for now, let us speak of what's happened. Why don't you give me your take on what's transpired and what you believe is going on.
So Bradford had put us on a convoy, and we were doing an expedition where we got jumped by what looked like gargoyles.
Gargoyles?
What it looked like.
They were men in gargoyle masks.
You don't have to tell them everything. You gotta let me role play this a little bit.
All right. He tells you gargoyles.
Will says, gargoyles, as in multi-limbed demon-like creatures made out of stone.
They definitely had stone. They were definitely unarmed, and they were wearing this. And I toss out the strange golden mask.
Okay. He puts on the table what appears to be a golden mask. The mask itself is somewhat grotesque, and it does, in fact, kind of look like it might be a gargoyle's face, or shaped to look like a gargoyle's face.
In my travels or in any of my just kind of looking through my old master's books or anything while I was studying under him, does any of that look familiar to me, the gargoyle mask?
Absolutely not, no.
Okay. You notice how Killy said absolutely not, because he did not want me to roll a 20.
No, well, yes, but it's not something that you would have come across within your studies.
I gotcha. Okay. So I have no idea who that mask belongs to or what organization. Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Tuck, while you're at the bar, you watch as a woman in her mid-40s kind of moves up and she says, "You are a new face in town. Can I get you anything there, love?" Maybe some ale, some mead, a place to stay?
All 3.
Well, the rooms here are about 2 gold a night. I can provide you with a mead or with an ale. They're both 5 silver, if you'd like.
Oh, 2 gold a night.
I have 2 hands, so bring one glass of each.
A bold one, I see. 10 silver it will be then. And would you like
Here you
ale or
go.
mead?
One of each.
Of course. And she wanders off to go get your drink.
And I hand her 10 silver.
Okay. She'll hand you
And
your
throw
drinks.
5 silver in front of it.
You're too kind, sir. Thank you so much. Tell me, what has you visiting town?
Oh, we're just passing through.
Yeah.
Anything
May I ask-
interesting happening around these parts?
Well, there's the rumors of the expedition from Mirabar getting ambushed on the road. Nobody's quite sure what happens, but everybody thinks it might be monsters of some kind. I think any monster that is slain makes us that much more safe. There's been all sorts of violent signs in the air lately, too. Sudden bolts of lightning stabbing up from the hills into a clear sky. Fell magic, I say.
In what direction?
It seems like it's mostly coming from the north, within the hills somewhere. Somewhere to the northeast, I think. At least that's what they say. It's very easy to get lost in the hills, and all sorts of terrible things wander about.
Interesting.
Will's going to ask Tegan, how many gargoyles were there?
There were at least 24 that attacked your caravan.
Wow. And how many did they capture? Sir Bradford plus how many?
You're not sure. You ran away before you got a good count.
Ran away. Will kind of looks askew at him.
Hey, gotta save my own skin first.
Now, you're missing one other key point of that story, but it's up to you whether or not you want to share it.
What about the knights?
Yep.
Okay. So I will share with you that while they were getting carted away as slaves, we had the monks themselves, or gargoyles, or whatever they were also ambushed by knights riding griffins and vultures.
And what?
Giant vultures.
By large vultures.
Okay.
They didn't seem to be as armored as these heavy stone armored gargoyles look like. But there were also individuals wearing wingsuits. So it was a very strange ordeal where not only did we get ambushed, but then they got ambushed on top of that.
All right.
So let me get this straight. A convoy from Mirabar, an expedition out this way, led by Sir Bradford and several dignitaries, was ambushed by roughly 24 people wearing stone armor and golden gargoyle masks. They captured Sir Bradford and some of the dignitaries, and as they were leading them away, they were then in turn attacked by knights riding giant vultures and other people wearing, you said wingsuits? What was that?
Yep.
Correct.
Strange wingsuits.
A wing suit, like a suit of armor with wings on it.
As best as you can describe it.
Correct.
Interesting. This is getting stranger and stranger.
From what I could tell, some of those guys actually took a few of the captured expedition with them.
Wait. Okay. So the groups, the caravan was essentially carried off by 2 different groups of people.
You think so?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Do you have any idea which one Sir Bradford was with?
You don't know, but you can lead them to the site where the ambush occurred.
Yeah. So I don't have a clue who's where, but I can tell you where it all happened, and I can show you.
All right. Let's. What time of day is it, Kelly?
Right now it's about 4:30 in the evening. 5 o'clock maybe.
By the time we roughly, how far away is the attack site?
It'd be maybe about 5 days travel
5 days. Okay. Let's
with a stop in a stop in a nearby town called Belliard.
Uh,
all right. I call Tuck and everyone to the table.
I down my ale,
and your
slam the mug on the bar, and then head over with my mug of mead.
All
right.
All right. Once everyone's seated, I introduce everyone to Tegan. Tegan, I'm sorry. You work for Sir Bradford. Are you also with the Lord's Alliance?
Yes.
You would be associated with the Lord's Alliance. You don't technically work for Sir Bradford, but you're a part of the dignitaries that were with him.
Oh, all right. So he was one of the dignitaries. He didn't work for Sir Bradford. All right.
You would have been probably a dignitary or a representative of not Silvery Moon, but of the Misty Forest.
can I'd like to address the elephant in the not the elephant in the room, but what was your mission? Where were you as dignitaries? Where were you headed?
Well, we were.
That's on your character sheet.
Is it?
Yep.
I mean, I guess what was your mission?
They were off to the city of Red March, Will says, on the way to Waterdeep.
Okay, that tells me where they were headed. It doesn't tell me what they were doing.
Right now, you're in the city of Red March. So there's an official thing you were sent to do and an unofficial thing you were sent to do.
So officially, we were on a goodwill mission. Just trying to spread goodwill against the populace and execute the justice for the Lord's Alliance.
Okay. And
unofficially,
okay,
I was actually sent to investigate reports of strange individuals performing ritual acts and tormenting citizens of the hills and passing traders.
Of this town specifically?
Of the entire Somber Hills.
Yeah.
Okay. And the towns surrounding it. You would also know as a druid that there have been strange weather patterns. I can't say that. Weather patterns lately within the area that have, for you as a druid, have kind of pointed to signs that nature is not as it should be.
So I'll share that as well with everyone. Being a druid, the nature just seems out of balance.
Did you, as to your unofficial task, had you guys had you made any headway in discovering any of the rituals that were being cast or anything like that? I mean, maybe that would be why the caravan was attacked in the first place. I mean, if you actually discovered anything.
Well, honestly, the gargoyles were the kind of the first strange act that we've witnessed.
You would have also heard, as a druid, some rumors of some other strange sort of Wickerman rituals taking place close to the northwest, but you're not sure exactly where, and you're not exactly sure of the details.
Yeah, we got ambushed before.
So as soon as you basically arrived into town,
you would have been wandering for the better part of a few days throughout different towns and asking questions before you were ambushed.
Okay. Well,
of the men you were with, will ask you, the other dignitaries, do any of them strike you as potentially being in with these groups committing these unnatural acts? Perhaps they had put someone into your group to tip them off that you were coming.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't have enough information to answer that either way.
All right. Will say, okay, here's what I propose to the group. It's soon to be evening. It's a 5-day ride to the attack site. I propose that be our next course of action, investigating the site itself. Let's take tonight and some of tomorrow to prepare, and then Tegan can show us where the attack occurred if Tegan's up to it and you all agree. It'll allow us to close out our business from our last adventures, and also for me to write up a report for the Lord's Alliance from the Forge.
I mean, I'll support whatever you decide, but just keep in mind, guys, it's been raining, so the evidence at that attack site, will be dwindling as we speak.
I agree with you, Tegan. Unfortunately, I don't think a 5-hour ride. It's really going to, a few
days.
hours
5 days.
is going to matter.
5 days.
5-day ride. That's what I meant to say. A few hours is going to make a difference.
I would agree with that.
If what I expect to happen happens, still trouble will more than likely come looking for us.
I agree with your assessment as far as that goes. I think we probably should take some time just to get settled and maybe see if we can hire some horses for the ride, and and there's some other stuff I would like to do before we leave here. Just not out of personal necessity, but we have been traveling and fighting evil forces for such a long period of time. I think we could use at least a half night or a night's rest before we continue. And I don't mean sitting in a corner of a dungeon, hoping something doesn't come crawling at us at night.
Yeah, I agree 100%, says Will. He turns to Tegan and says, it's been quite a few days since we've had a warm bed and a hot meal.
Fair enough.
So we'll take advantage. Will stand up and walk over to the that woman in her mid-40s, and give her a short bow and a nod, and say, "Good woman, is this your inn?"
She says, "Why, yes, it is. My name is Kalissa Urkel."
Kalissa Urgale?
Kalissa Urkel.
Like Urkel.
Right. Okay, Miss Urkel. Miss Urtel. Our group will need rooms for the evening. And I kind of just nod towards the people at the table.
Okay. While all this is going on, why don't all of you go ahead and make a perception check?
Sure thing. Oh shit! Why do I have advantage on?
We'll count to 2.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right.
I never hit
Tegan, Pant, you're kind of engaged with this woman. You're not really, even with that role, you're not able to quite figure things out. Tegan, you can't help but notice from the corner of your eye, one of the maids with the inn looked like it was peering in your direction at the table. And as you kind of quick to look in her direction, she's very quick to look away and continue to go about her business.
So I will mention that to our remaining party members here and suggest that maybe we ought to approach her and see what that's about.
Pant, after you've introduced yourself to the maid, is there anything else you'd like to talk to her about?
Just arrange for rooms for us.
Okay.
Tell her, ask her who we can get, who would be willing to sell or rent us horses.
Okay.
And potentially a wagon. And just start to, see who I need to talk to around here to buy provisions for the trip and also to sell off the arms and equipment that we accumulated in our last adventure.
She will mention to you that the best place to rent off a wagon would be a set of storehouses close to the inn called Felon's Safe Journeys, which on your map here is going to be this set of blue buildings right here.
Okay.
It'll be the wagon works. As for horses, she says they have some spare horses at the inn that they'd be willing to rent for you. for about 25 gold pieces for the horses. If you want to rent them, 25 gold per week, which is 10 days in
All right.
game.
We're going to need 4 or 5. 5?
It depends on whether or not you're going to get a wagon.
You're gonna get a wagon. It's gonna be 4. Probably.
Well, no, if we're going to get a wagon, it's probably only 2, right?
Probably only 2 for the wagon.
Depends
All
on
right,
the size of the wagon.
Let's assume we're going to get a wagon, and I'm going to get 2. In case we come across anyone, we'll have to take them with us. This will make it easier. So I'll give her, I guess that's 50 gold right on the spot.
Okay.
And just make a note of that. Oops. I hit equal and it thinks I'm typing a formula. Sorry. That's 50 gold. Okay. I apparently don't know how to use Excel anymore. Minus 50 gold. Okay. I told her to have them ready to go first thing. Have the horses ready to brought over to the to Thelen's first thing in the morning. I'll be heading over there now to arrange for the wagon.
Okay. At this point, it's kind of late at night, and you're not sure if they're there.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll just tell her to bring them over there first thing in the morning.
Okay. She'll agree. She'll take the gold. She'll ask, are you needing any sort of rooms then? The rooms are 2 gold per night. And if you want any drink or dinner, that can be arranged. I will tell you that perhaps the best place to eat might actually be across the way at the tavern. It's called the Helm at High Sun. It is directly across the street.
I'll give her one of the platinum pieces. That's equivalent to 10 gold.
Yep.
Man, I gotta. All right, and tell her that's rooms for us. You know, there's 4 of us. I'm assuming Tegan has a room.
Yep.
And so it's rooms for us 4 and a little extra for a little discretion. He tells her.
She says, she kind of eyes up and says, you're very generous, sir. Of course. Thank you so much.
Very good.
Now, while the rest of you are at the table kind of watching this maid, and as Tegan is sharing this information, what are you doing?
Well, Tegan basically pointing out the fact that girl was looking over and making herself obvious. I mean, I didn't notice it, but has he told me? Has he told me that? Have you told me that?
He
Yes.
would have mentioned that for the rest of you at the table.
And she looks like a serving woman, or
I'll ask her the maid, if you will.
I'm gonna saunter over and say, hear anything interesting, my dear?
Not lately. I'm sorry. I have tables to attend. Do you need anything? If not,
I'm going to sneak around behind her, keep an eye out for things.
Okay.
We'll tell her, please arrange for some ink, quill, and paper to be brought to my room. I'll be needing that later on this evening. But that's all for me for now.
She says, of course, I'll take the tip and ensure that you get your material. So as you're sneaking up around her, she's waiting for a response from you.
From me?
Yeah, she asked if you needed anything. If not, she had duties to attend to. And she seems to be hurriedly and busy.
All right. I'm just going to say to her, you may want to keep what you hear to yourself, my dear. Not threaten her, but
she'll
imply very, very harshly, I guess, as much as I can, that we don't appreciate our business being spread around town.
Mm-hmm. She'll give you a smile and do a slight bow and says, "Discretion is key, of course."
Okay. Do I believe her?
She begin. Make an insight check.
I will. Hold on. Okay.
It's hard to make out.
Okay.
And at this point, she's kind of pushing past you and returning back to her dirty duties.
I am still suspicious of her.
Tuck, this is not new to you. He seems suspicious of everyone.
Yes, as I was so suspicious of the man with the 4-foot cock.
It's more like 3.75.
3.75
now. Well, when I first met him.
All right. You've just secured for yourselves rooms for the evening. She has mentioned that if you want to eat, the best place to go would be across the street to the Helm at High Sun.
I would say we saunter over there and get some grub.
I agree.
And
Okay.
possibly, what are the chances there's a store open so we can sell our wares?
Yeah, is anything open at this point, Kelly?
At this point, the tavern is open, the inn is open. Most of any of the rest of the buildings might be, or most of just about any of the rest of the businesses might be closed. It's late in the evening at this point. There's not really a 24-hour general store in Fantasyland here. Unfortunately, there's no Walmart
Yeah,
here.
that's all right. No, downtime is important too.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah, but the inn is open and the tavern is open. Most everything else is probably going to be closed at this point.
Let's head to the tavern.
Tavern.
Okay. The tavern itself is kind of ramshackle. It's about 2 stories high. As you begin to make your way to that direction, there are rusty metal grills that actually cover the windows, which appear to be rather dirty. The tavern's name is very clearly printed in large, simple letters on both sides of a wooden sign jutting out from it. On top of the sign is a rusty, oversized adornment that looks like a bucket helmet that a warrior might wear with 2 eye slits. As you peer closer a little bit at it, you realize it looks like it's just a painted upside down wash tub. As you enter inside, the tap room is dimly lit. There's a couple of sconces that have low burning light across from it, but otherwise the place seems jovial. There are people laughing and drinking heartily. There's a open tread wooden staircase that climbs to an upper floor, which is even dimmer and a little bit dark. Across from the back of the tap room, there's a long bar. There are 3 copper candle lanterns hanging over it. And you can see there appears to be some stairs that lead down into a cellar. Walking inside, you see a jovial-looking man who looks like he might be kind of in his early 30s, and he says, "Okay, how many of you?"
4.
I don't speak that language, but what was the name of this place again, Kelly?
There's 4 of us.
The Helm at High Sun. He says, "How many of you?"
4.
"Right this way," and he'll show you to a table. He says, "Need anything to drink there?"
A mug of ale would hit the spot right about now.
"Coming right up. Your waiter for this evening is going to be this fellow over here," and he'll point to a gentleman who looks like he's maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. He has a well-cut brown hair. It's kind of a little bit wavy. Kind of looks like Warren's hair, actually. It says, "This fellow here, named Justrin, will be your waiter for the evening." And he'll walk away, and you are at the table. The place is very jovial and happy. Is there anything else you would like to do while you're within the tavern here?
Well, when the serving guy comes around, I'm going to ask him, just a few questions along the lines of, how long have you been in this town? How long have you been working here? Have you been in this town a long time? And I just want to know if he's heard anything about anything strange going on lately, or if it's just strictly run of the mill. Also, as the 4th question, even though I'm asking this and he hasn't answered me yet, if all these odd things that we were hinted at may be happening around this town, how does this town have no defenses?
He mentions that the town is run by a militia of sorts that can mobilize at a minute's notice, but the defenses of the town itself, he will report, are rather light, because they're not really under attack. They're close enough to Waterdeep that if something were to happen, the military might of Waterdeep could reinforce the town, or the leading dignitaries of the town could ask for reinforcements because they're that close to Waterdeep.
Okay.
But he will mention that the strangest thing he's heard about is the expedition getting ambushed. He doesn't know anything else about it. He knows the weather's been really fucking crazy lately, and that's about all he shares. But he serves you your drinks and your food. The total amount for the food and the drinks and everything is going to be about 20 silver per person.
Okay. I will just make a note to deduct 20 silver.
What is yeah, okay. How many silver per gold piece? 10?
That's 100 silver
100.
for 1 gold.
Okay.
That's just like WoW. 100 copper is 1 silver, 100 silver is 1 gold.
And platinum is
Platinum is 100
gold.
No,
No, that's not right. Platinum is 10 gold.
one gold is 10 silver, 1 gold is 100 copper, and 10 gold equals 1 platinum.
Correct.
So it's 10 to 10. It's
Copper is, yeah, right. Copper is
10 copper is 1 silver.
platinum. 1 platinum is 10
gold.
gold. 1 gold is 10 silver. 1 silver is 10 copper.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay.
Is that, well, hang on a minute. Because there's Electrum. I think Electrum is 10 gold.
No, 1 electrum is 2 gold. I believe.
Half the value of per gold. Such a 1 Electrum piece is worth 50. 1/2 gold piece, which makes
all right, so
25 gold pieces per round.
2 electrum is 1 gold. So electrum is somewhere between silver and gold.
Electrum is 25 gold per pound. That's not right now. Damn it, I have to pull up the damn currency thing.
No, question: does it matter for right now?
No, because we don't have any electrum.
I was say we don't have any.
Yeah.
But we have
but we have
silver,
platinum.
copper, and gold. So that's
right.
Yeah. So 1 platinum is 10 gold.
okay. So it's 10, 10, 10, except for
Yeah.
the EP, which is possibly.
So 20 silver times 5, right?
I will
20
hand
silver
him.
times 5. It'd be 20 silver
10
times
gold.
4 would be 80 silver. So
All
80 silver for all
So
of you.
8 gold.
I'll
80 silver for all of you. So 80 out of 80 silver, 1 gold is 100 silver. So if you
10
wanted to
silver.
leave a tip of an additional
Because
20
we
silver,
haven't converted anything yet, so I'm logging everything as a party expense for now, and then
okay.
once we pay out from the last adventure, we can do it our own
Right.
personal.
Okay.
Sure.
While we're here, gentlemen, I would just like to ask a few more questions of our new friend Tegan. Real fast. I realize that things must have been very hectic for you to escape, and God's only knows that you did what you had to do to get away. When you were attacked, did it look like these were people that were armed fighters? Did they look like there were any casters? I mean, did you see magic missiles being hurled through the air? What did you see?
as part of the combat that would have occurred, the monks themselves, there were a couple of them were in stony armor and fought as guards, but the monks themselves wore those gargoyle masks and wore simple monk robes. During the attack, those who rode on the large vultures and the griffins were dressed as if they were chivalrous knights, and the ones in wingsuits just kind of looked odd in the wingsuits themselves.
Okay. I'm going to ask, are you sure they were suits and they weren't actually wings? I mean,
You're fairly confident.
fairly confident that it was a suit.
Yes.
Okay.
And to clear up any confusion here, because I basically read script from here.
That's fine.
That's straight out of his character sheet.
Well, that's fine. I want to make sure we weren't missing anything, and what I'm about to get to next is this. Will, tomorrow after you have sold the spoils from our last adventure, I suggest that we go into game planning mode tonight for what things we may need. We ought to see if this town has shops or an alchemist that has healing potions available. We shouldn't
Yeah.
go into this naked. I mean, I realize that we have been I realized that we used a lot of healing potions on that rogue fellow who destroyed the crystalline object, but it seems to me that we should all have equipment that should a couple healing potions apiece, maybe a few scrolls if this town hopefully has some form of shop that sells magic, not items, but magic sundries or other such things. We before we leave tomorrow, we should really explore a little, real fast before we head out on the road.
Yeah,
I do not like the idea of being unprepared.
yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Will says, we should think this through and get what we need.
Maybe a metal sleeve for Tup's penis, something, anything that would, anything that would help.
I'd say mithril.
I'd say you overvalue your penis. Um,
All right. Will wants to. No, we can take care of that in the morning for sure.
I know, but I just wanted to put it in
No,
everybody's
it's a
mind
good thought.
before we're out on a carriage, and then we're like, oh, I could have used those healing potions from a couple hours ago.
No, everyone's going to be asked to contribute to the planning. For now, since we're in the tavern, Will is going to move about. Join groups here and there and just play the room as this is his element that he's in. So he's going to work the room and just come up with whatever information he can from these townspeople while keeping them entertained with jokes or just being charming.
As you're kind of perusing around the tavern and trying to engage with a couple of people, there is one surly half-orc woman who is very drunk, and as you kind of saunter throughout the place, she's like, I heard about that ambush. These Mirabar bastards think they're so much better than everybody else. They got what they deserved.
Tuck, she speaks your language. I suggest you go see if you can talk to her. Drunk.
Indeed, Will says.
What do you have against the expedition?
They're all a bunch of pussies. I fought a couple of their dwarf guys. I went down after a couple of punches. They had no strength in them. Bunch of bastards.
Will buy her a drink. Says, excuse me, waiter, a drink for my friend here and another for me. So you were part of the. He lowers his voice and speaks in a, stage, conspiratorial type whisper. You were part of the ambush. Do tell. Says, you really flogged those.
About no
you really
freaking
flogged
ambush.
those dwarves from Mirabar, did you?
They stopped by Belliard when I was working as a guard. Some guys try to think them so much better than us common folk. I could beat them halfway to here in Helliard.
So you've had no good fights in this town, huh?
No, can't say I have. Nobody willing to beat anybody. Not anybody worth beating.
Oh.
Well then, when you sober up, we'll talk.
I like you.
Wait till you see what's under his trousers.
I don't wear trousers.
Kilt, whatever.
I tell the barkeep that I want to buy another beer for our friend here.
Okay. She inches a little bit closer to you as she drinks closely. She smells heavily of rum and possibly dried blood as she gets up close. She says, "You're a real friendly guy there. But let's say we get out of the rough housing and find somewhere warm to throw." And she collapses on the floor, unconscious.
Well, I'm going to turn her head so she doesn't die
Okay.
from inhaling her own vomit, and go
Okay.
back to the table with my friend.
I must say, Friar Tuck, your skill with the ladies is not exaggerating.
You watch as the owner of the tavern goes, "She's out again. I'll get her." And
Any
they
really
just kind
attractive,
of
any really attractive women in this joint?
No!
apparently not.
You know, to add to this real fast, you know, I haven't really drank in a couple of years, but this sounds like a typical one of my Friday nights. Just so you know.
Okay.
Just so you
seriously,
know, you're right.
My wife aside.
Okay.
Are there any...
No, there are not.
Rats. Okay,
It is
then
a
in
sausage
that case,
factory of drunk men.
Will attempt to make his way to an exit without being. You can't sneak out of a common room this active.
I mean, if people are distracted well enough. At this point, everybody's pretty well drunk.
Yeah, I kind of want to just do a quick once around the inn on the outside just to see if anyone's lurking, watching us.
Okay.
And once I'm outside, I'll engage my sneakiness and just sneak around.
As you exit outside of the tavern, go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. A couple of things you notice. As you're exiting out, the gentleman who was tending to you is he's helping to cart out this drunken half-orc woman, back into the inn. But as you kind of watch that happen, you see a hooded figure who you think might be the stable master watching as this goes on. He looks at you for a brief second and smirks before retreating back into the stables.
You do the best shot when you're hungry. No, he's worse.
The stable master?
Yes.
Of the inn.
From this place?
Of the inn. Correct.
From the inn.
Okay.
Is anyone of our party close by?
I'm inside still, so
I followed you out after a few seconds, so you could crap out.
I don't know if you saw what I saw.
I did.
All right, then what do you think?
I think we should go for a walk.
Great.
All right. Where are you taking a walk to?
Stables.
Stables? Okay.
Yes, sir.
As you wander around the stables, you see there's the stable master himself is wearing some rough-looking leathers, and he's kind of got a hood over his face. It's starting to drizzle a little bit. He's hiding underneath one of the stables next to one of the horses, and as he looks up, you can see he's actually wearing an eye patch over his left eye. Actually, be his right eye. And as you walk up, he says, "Can I help you?"
I don't know. Can you help us?
He just stares back at you, kind of glaring a little bit like, "Why are you wasting my time?"
Are there any horses in the stable?
Yeah, there's a couple of horses in the stables. They look to be well kept and well bred. You know, they're not dirty. They're not just been sitting in there and neglected or anything.
I say to him, "Are those the horses that we've retained from Miss Ertel?"
It'd be those two. And he points off directly across from where he's standing, and you can see two well-bred mares. One's brown with a white streak across his nose. The other one is spotted white.
Interesting-looking horses. What kind of horses are they? Will says.
He He shrugs his shoulder and says, "The kind that you ride, or pull wagons."
I see. And the third horse that we were taking, where would she be?
Third horse. You only got two.
I'm not sure about that. Are you sure you're the stable master for this inn?
You got a problem with it? Go talk to Calissa.
Can you give me an insight check as to whether or not I actually think this guy is the stable master?
Sure, go ahead. He's the stable master, as far as you can tell.
Didn't seem to know much about horses, though.
No.
Struck me as odd.
You get the sense that he doesn't care for the horses themselves or the act of breeding horses, but as far as taking care of horses and making sure they're well fed and bridled and how to ride them, that seems to be his specialty. He didn't care what kind of horse it is per se, but he just knows how to take care of them and how to set one up for riding.
Yeah, very well. This,
Hold
go ahead, Tuck.
Hold on.
What are the rest of you doing?
Hold on.
Yeah. We'll can we proceed, Dave?
What's that?
Well, I didn't want to step on someone if someone was going to do something, but
I
Will
think Cameron's
wanted.
going to do something.
Yeah.
Not sure.
No, I was sending something to Will.
Okay.
Oh.
No, Will will ask him. Was there something particularly funny about my presence at the tavern this evening? You seem to take some amusement from it. Might I ask what you were smirking at?
That lady gets drunk every night she's here. When smirking at you.
Oh. Yeah.
Just wondered if you were the ones to knock her out if it was the ale this time.
My friend here might give her a try tomorrow once she's recovered from her drink.
That causes a smirk, another smirk from him as he looks up at you and Tuck and says, "Thoughts and prayers."
Excellent. All right, we're good with this guy, I think.
West Palm Beach.
He's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip him one gold piece and tell him to get the horses ready early.
Whatever you say, Mac.
If you were wondering what I was doing, I'm still sitting there. I'm assuming I'm sitting there with Tegan. I'll be like,
Sure.
I would just be like, so where are you from?
Well, I'm from the Forest of Lether.
As you see, we travel, or I travel with quite a few number of elves.
Yeah, I noticed one apparently had some type of bad spell cast on himself.
Which one?
That fellow that has the his phallus wrapped around him. Must have had a mistake or something happened to him.
Oh, don't worry. He makes plenty of mistakes. Just wait and see if there's a 5-foot pit laying around somewhere. He'll find it. But
You mean you can't use that thing to get out of a 5-foot pit? Must be useless then.
so far as I've been able to tell, you should see what he does with it when he fights. He calls this maneuver a cock whirlwind. It's the silliest thing you've ever seen. So,
it definitely sounds like it.
So, you think you're up for traveling with us back to the scene of the ambush and maybe helping us out?
Well, I suppose. I wish there was more of us though, because man, that was a mess.
Well, I mean, our other friend is coming along shortly, I would imagine. Depending and out of game, depending on how far we get tonight. Um, so there will be 5 of us. I mean, but we have handled ourselves against some pretty heavy odds, and so far we've managed to walk away.
Yeah, the key word is so far.
And that's all you can do, buddy, is so far. And that's pretty much my conversation with
Okay.
Tegan.
All right. So if there's nothing else you guys are doing, we can say you head to the inn, you get your rest. You wake up in the morning. At this point, the bulk of your businesses would be open. So the horses have been prepared early, as per the request. They were over at the Wagon Masters, with instructions to keep them there. What are you doing?
I am looking through my spells real fast to see if I need to rearrange any of my prepared. And just as a heads up, I should be able now to prepare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, correct?
Yes.
All right. And I would have learned shield.
Mhm.
Okay, I am going to unprepare knock for right now. And I am actually going to prepare. Well, you know what? Before I go unpreparing or preparing things, I would like to wander around town and see if there are any shops about before we get going.
Okay. There's a number of shops. As far as anything for magic or scrolls, there's not a real magic shop per se. However, asking around town, people say if you're looking for it, the best place in town that you're likely to find it is Valavo's Sundries, which is this red building far to the south.
Far to the south. All right.
As far as anything else, including weapons, any sort of meals or anything that you want, there's arms, armor. There's all sorts of buildings and businesses for that sort of thing.
Can I assume we can get player handbook prices for the armor and weapons that we collected?
Sure, if you want to stop at one of the buildings for that. There's the Ironhead Arms and the Tantor Smithy. The Ironhead Arms would be the best place where you would sell arms and armor.
All right, so do we need to roleplay it, or do you want to roleplay it?
It's up to you. I can tell you that.
No, I just assume sell. Get this part of the.
Yeah.
Player
handbook market price value if you want to sell that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna sell, and guys, I'm just gonna read through it real quick so that if you want something, just let me know, and I won't sell it. We have a medium shield, a set of chainmail, a set of plate mail, some hide armor, a set of scale mail, a steel and silver helmet, a scimitar. We have 8 great axes, 13 javelins, 2 longbows, and a spear.
And I would say to our druid friend, if anything sounds like this is in his wheelhouse, if he's coming along with us, if there's something that he could use, then he should certainly speak up.
Is the scimitar anything special?
No, it's ordinary scimitar.
No. I didn't hear anything in that list I needed then.
Okay, so I'm going to assume those all get sold. And just make a note. Okay, we have the orc ears we sold. It's 400 gold. All right, some odds and ends. Killy, you can tell me if I have any trouble selling it, or I'll just chalk it up as sold. The old iron cauldron.
It's that thing.
I'm assuming the inn would probably buy that. We have the Iron Dwarf statue at 25 gold. Too small for me to bother haggling up, so I'm just going to take the 25 if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, and then we have. So, is there anyone who would want, or could we possibly sell the 2 direwolf tails, a pair of ogre ears, and black silk hides?
The ogre ears.
Is that throwaway?
The ogre ears, probably not. There's a clothing store that you could probably sell the silk hides to. And as for, what was the other one?
Direwolf tails.
2 direwolf tails?
Probably not.
All right, so the silk hides.
Would the tail count as fur or a feather from a beast for me as one of my materials? I could use one of those tails.
All right, so just take them and note them on your sheet. You've got 2 direwolf tails.
Thank you.
Now the black silk hides, the clothing store.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get those suits at the toilet store? No, I don't know. That just popped out in my head. All right, so I take them in, and I find the proprietor, and I show them, and I say, what can you tell me about this type of material? Is it silk or is it hide? It seems to be both.
She, the proprietor of the store, looks to be a woman, a relatively young woman in her mid-30s, with dark skin and well-trimmed hair. She looks to be wearing a noblewoman's robe, and carries with her sort of a haughty, snobbish sort of attitude. And she regards the silk as being an interesting make, and she will tell you that it is silk. Although how old it is, where it comes from, she's not sure. She's willing to buy it as raw material from you for the market value, though. If I give you did I give you a market value on that?
No.
Okay, let's just call it 25 gold.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay.
And all right, and now that leaves. Assuming we don't want to sell any of our magical items.
That would probably be a no, and I doubt we'd get the return on investment. Yeah.
I've got 21 gems, 21 assorted gems. So we'll probably need to find someone who deals in those.
Probably not in town here.
Okay, I'll hold on to those then. We won't divide that up. I'll keep it out of the player equity total.
Right. It's more likely that you could trade the gems to somebody as gold value.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's fine. That's good because I get all kinds of denominations, so that'll actually work. There is the issue of who do. We have a gold necklace with ruby stones worth quite a bit, 900 gold pieces. Mm-hmm. Does it appear to be anyone in town that could afford that?
The noblewoman in front of you looks like she might be, or at the very least, the clothier carries a sense of air and haughtiness to herself.
All right, and as we exchange the 25 gold for the black silk, then will say to her, "A pleasure doing business with someone of with such elevated taste, and who appreciates the good things in life." He says to her, and he's trying to be charming.
She seems like she appreciates the compliment, and more than readily agrees with you that yes, she is haughty, and she is well refined and has well taste.
Yeah, and he goes to turn and leave, but then he stops and he turns back and he says, "You know what? A woman of your culture and erudition might appreciate something else I'm looking to sell." And I come out with the gold necklace with the ruby stones.
Okay.
And what's her reaction upon seeing it? Does it look like she's impressed by it? Or?
Oh yeah, it certainly piques her interest. It seems like it's fine to make. Go ahead and make a persuasion check if you're going to try to sell this to her.
Before I do that, we'll say to her, yes, my friends and I are part of an adventuring company. We brought this back from the depths of the lost dwarven city of Kundrakar, lost to time and war. This was found within the tomb of Durgadin the Black himself.
As you say this, you notice her interest in it begin to kind of wane a little bit.
Oh.
I like
As
that.
she realizes, no, this isn't some piece of designer jewelry. This is something that you found in the middle of some deep, dark, old, forgotten place.
So, it may not be designer jewelry, my lady, he says, but it's quite unique. Your
I'm
friends,
sure.
he goes, your lady friends will have nothing like it in their collection or in their ability to obtain. He goes, you will
I suppose
truly
that
have.
is true.
He goes, you will truly have a unique and special piece of jewelry that they could never obtain. So I'm playing on her vanity now
Mhm.
instead of on her sense of adventure.
Mhm.
That changed real fast.
Wise choice. Go ahead and make a persuasion check then.
No advantage on that, huh? Okay.
No.
Oh.
She's willing to buy it from you, but only at market value.
Yeah, very good. I'll take it.
All right.
That's a lot of gold. All right, so that's sold. 900 gold. Very good. All right, only one other item that we have not dispensed with. Actually, two, and we should do that for both of them. We have a magic shield in our possession.
Do we?
I don't believe anyone uses a shield.
We have a magic shield?
We do.
Actually, your druid does use shields.
We received the magic shield.
I was pretty sure he couldn't use a shield that wasn't made of wood, but
It might be made of wood.
In fifth edition,
the-
under fifth edition rules, he can use shields. Just shields as general.
This is from the Black Dragon Horde. It's a shield with a Durgan the Black forge mark.
Mhm.
It has a silver inlay on the front of, I believe, Durgan the Black's crest.
Mhm.
A silver inlay of a mug of ale.
Did we identify that?
We did. We identified it as magic, but we never did capital I identified it.
You never determined the actual effect of that shield.
If you'd like to do that now, we can.
Um,
And I'll note the cost for the identify.
yeah. Let's do that for sake of argument.
All right, 100 gold and a silver. Kelly, what do you got for us?
Okay, I'll have to add it to the game here later, but it has the properties of a +1 shield. So instead of 2 AC, it gives you 3 AC. On top of that, if you use an action to speak the command word Moira, you can pull a mug of ale out magically from the shield. Consuming the ale allows you to gain 5 temporary hit points, but you may have to make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 12. If you fail the DC, you're poisoned for 1 minute.
But still,
So
it's still a 3 AC
Dwarves-
shield.
Yes.
Yep. And dwarves automatically succeed on the saving throw. Any other dwarf? You got to make a DC
so
check.
it's a +1 shield of ale conjuration. Seriously?
More or less.
Anyone want that, or am I putting it up for sale?
I'll take it if you don't mind me taking it. I mean, it's y'all's loot, so
Hey, look, if you could be the difference between life and death coming up, maybe. I mean, we've all had our moments to shine.
He's got the second highest hit points of anybody in the group.
Yeah, but that's no sense to waste the shield, though. Waste not, want not. If he could use a shield and he can make benefit of even just the +1, that's worth it.
I
But that's up to you. Would your character use a dwarven metal shield like this?
Your character is already using a shield. It's a wooden shield, but your character is already using a shield.
yeah. So I would use it, but that explains where my 2 extra AC was coming from. I couldn't figure out where it was earlier.
I gave you a scimitar and a shield.
Yeah.
by the way,
So if you're going to use that shield, I'm just going to give you that 16 AC then, and we can add in the details of it later.
Okay.
As he accepts the shield, I was going to say, does anybody else find it ironic that we're giving a dwarven drinking shield to an elf?
Yeah, that might have
Oh,
repercussions later.
I'll take the drinking. He can use the shield.
Hey, I'm all for repercussions as long as we're not dead. And then I guess the other thing was still the ring, right?
Well, you identified that one already. That was the Ring of Spell Storing.
No, but we still have to figure out what we're doing with the ring.
I might also add for your benefit out of character. The general rule of thumb is you can only attune to 3 magic items max. So keep that in mind.
So I've already got one with my staff.
You got one with your staff right now. That's the only one you have. Pant has one with the rapier. Druid has one with the, or no, Pant also has all other armor. Tuck has the
wands don't count, right?
quarterstaff.
Or do they count?
No, you don't need to attune to the wand in order. Well, the wand of wonder you have to attune to.
Oh.
The wand of magic missiles you don't.
Oh, okay. To be fair.
So you're actually attuned to the wand of wonder.
To be fair, I've been wondering how much good that's actually going to do for us.
What about the Qual's Feather token?
That's a free one. You don't have to attune to that.
The Eternal Flame Candle?
Also free.
The Onyx Cat figurine?
That one you do have to attune to.
All right,
that should be Tuck.
That's Tuck.
Yeah,
No, I'm just going through what we have here. Fire and Fury, the 2 short swords.
Those count as 1 attunement instead of 2, but yes, you have to attune to those.
All right, so Kent, you have. What are you attuned to at this point? The staff.
The staff and the wand. But I'm really wondering.
The ring counts as attunement if you use it too.
Right, I know it does. But my thought is, here's the deal. I have my offensive spells, and the wand would be great if it wasn't so random. Because outside of game, I know what a Wand of Wonder does. And
you could also give that wand to your druid who doesn't have any magic items.
That's fair. Ho,
except
druid!
Shield now.
I don't know, man. You want to put a Wand of Wonder in the hands of someone we just met? No, I don't know about that.
It was not much different from when I was using it.
It can grow grass under your feet, or it can turn you to stone.
I want to know more about this druid's judgment before I trust him with an item of that power.
I think that's fair enough.
It can be an awfully dangerous item in the wrong hands. I'll tell you what. Why don't you take the Ring of Spell Storing, Kent? We'll put the Wand of Wonder in the. Hold on to that for now because that's 3. Should you encounter something you would like to use in place of the wand, you can use that instead, and I'll put the wand in the bag. Hopefully, by then we've developed a sense as to whether Tegan is stable enough to be trusted with the Wand of Wonder.
How long, real fast, Killy? What's it? An 8-hour rest to become attuned to something?
Yes.
So if I cast some stuff into the ring, and I know that we're going to be traveling and I have an 8-hour rest ahead of me, or I can actually give the ring to someone with things stored in it already, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What does that sound like to you guys? Good idea? Bad idea?
What's the idea?
Well, we can't trade it off to one another during the course of a short rest. But if we have to take a long rest, I could give depending on what our situation looks like, I could give the ring, which I plan on charging with a few things before we leave town, to another party member. If we were able to complete a long rest at some point, we can hand it over if we think we're going to need additional spell power from other than one person. Fair to say? Not fair to say?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not in love with the ring, but it wouldn't be a horrible idea. It's up to you guys, though. I'm totally not, like I said, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get the ring. No, I'm just saying the Wand of Wonder has drawbacks to it.
Wand of Wonder is significantly limited applicability.
Like, if I'm standing next to something and I use the Wand of Wonder, I could either cast Gust of Wind or I could cast Fireball.
Yeah, exactly.
And that could be an issue.
No, that's fine. I'm fine with bagging the Wand of Wonder, meaning put it in the bag, and you can use the Ring of Spell Storing instead. That you'll get much more utility out of that.
I think you're correct in that.
All right. But again, for now, So you're saying you don't feel the need to have it attuned. You're good with just being attuned to two things and keeping a third spot open.
Yeah. For right
All
now.
right.
I might add for your benefit that you couldn't just have that third spot attuned, and then if you find something along the way that you want to switch the attunement for, that your 8-hour rest that allows you to attune to one item will be coming unattuned to another. You don't have to take 16 hours in order to make that switch.
Right, it would just be a straight 8 hours, right? And then
Yeah.
okay.
So if you wanted to stay attuned to the Wand of Wonder and then find something later that you wanted to attune to, just take that 8-hour rest and make the swap.
Okay. Because what I was going to do was I was going to cast a Misty Step into that,
Into the Ring of Spell Storing.
into the Ring of Spell Storing. And that
Okay.
should be one level 2 spell.
Correct.
And then I should be able to do 3 more spell levels, correct?
Correct.
And Magic Missile sounds very good for 3 level 1 Magic Missile spells. Yeah, that's what I would like to cast into that. 3 level 1 Magic Missiles.
3 level 1 Magic Missiles and then
And
a
a
Misty
Misty
Step in the
Step.
Ring of Spells.
Yep.
Alright.
And then
Go ahead and detract those spell slots from your spell character sheet.
Yep.
Real quick, Kelly, the Ring of Warmth that Tuck has,
Uh-huh.
is that attunable?
That would be an attunement item as well.
That would
I
be.
think. Yeah.
The
I've
ring
been
of
wearing it since
the cursed ring of red skin.
It doesn't because it's counted as a cursed item.
All right.
So that's something where if
I
you
think
took
that's
it, you
everything.
wouldn't be able to get it off anyway. So
What about this? The shield.
the shield is an attuned item for
It is.
your DS.
All right. So Kent. All right. So Kent's keeping the Wand of Wonder, and it is attuned. Okay.
Yep.
So here's what I got for attunes. I've got Tuck has 3: the Ring of Warmth, the Quarterstaff, and the Onk's Cat figurine.
Correct.
Kent has the blackish glowing staff, the Wand of Wonder, and the Ring of Spell Storing.
Yep.
Will has the Rapier of Singing and the glamored studded leather armor.
Correct.
Kurt has Fire and Fury, and Tegan has the shield.
Yeah, I believe Kurt also has some dragon leather armor that he had crafted that he would be attuned
Did he
to
have
as
it
well.
crafted? Because I have the hide, the scales, and the dragon horn.
Before we
listed.
He has. I'm sorry. He has his longbow. That's what it is. The
The
dragon
longbow.
bow.
I don't have the longbow on my list. Okay.
So
All right. So I'll just put the longbow. Dragon bone longbow. Right?
Yep.
And that's an attuned item.
correct.
Okay. All right. So Kurt's got 2: Fire and Fury and the longbow.
Yep.
And Tegan's got 1 as of right now.
Yep.
All right. So let's see real quick. Now that we've got that figured out, let's see. We've sold everything except the gems. I'm going to assume we can convert the coin, or someone in town can convert copper and silver to gold, just to make it easy for us.
Probably so.
All right, so 3,200 gems will stay.
And sorry this is taking so long, guys. It's just
No, it's okay. I'm going to give everyone the final number. I'll post it in Discord chat, and then that will actually I can close the book, if you will, on my
What we
accounting
had.
sheet.
yeah.
On my accounting sheet from the previous.
At dawn, we spreadsheet.
Yeah, exactly. That's 3,200. Oh wow, nice round number. Everybody gets 1951 gold. That's it.
Okay.
And the gems, the 3,200 in gems remains party treasure. So I'm just going to copy this real quick into Discord chat.
Oh, what the hell did I just do?
You linked expedition tree. That's all I saw.
No. I added the 1961 gold on 61 because I had 10 gold left over.
Right.
On my white collar, and then I clicked weight below that, and it added something.
All right, so I posted in the Discord chat the total value, and then divided 4 ways what the player equity is. All right. That 1951, you are now responsible for keeping track of yourself.
Yeah, that's why.
All right. I'm adding it to my character sheet, to what I have there, and then everything from here on out, gets paid for. If it's paid for out of party funds, I'm going to use the gems, and if it's paid for individually, you keep your own books on your own sheet.
Just to make sure you write that down for Druid, so he'll remember.
Yep,
So he
I'm doing
knows
that right
now.
now.
And actually, if you're doing that for Druid, take 150 off because he owes me 150.
Yeah, he does.
You can settle that between yourselves.
That's what I mean. When Killy, I already added my 150. He can.
Okay.
Now, that means that if can we trade up to platinum?
It's probably a good idea if you can, because I've got over 2,000 gold now, and that's heavy.
Yeah, you can probably if you wish.
All right,
I will say for your benefit, I'm not taking a whole lot of stock when it comes to weight in this game.
We're not walking down the street and you're like, man, that guy can't walk because of all the gold overflowing in his pants. Like,
I mean,
that's not gold.
We'll gamify that rule a little bit, if only because I don't know of any other game where you carrying a shit ton of cash is encumbers your character, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm just gamifying that stat a little bit.
I understand it, and that's fair.
Yeah, but I had 2142 gold, and I just changed that to 142 gold and 200 platinum pieces.
Yeah, so
and that my total weight went from 42 to 7.
Yeah, I can just if it's enough of a bother, I'll just turn off automatic weight tracking because we're not really using it.
Well,
it's not a big deal again, but I traded mine, so I have 832 gold and 150 platinum just to.
Well, wait a minute. Real fast. So we still have to buy stuff for this trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we still have to check.
Yeah, but we've got 3,200 gold and gems in the party treasury right now. So the party treasury is well stocked. We're right. Good. These are personal funds that I just dispersed.
Right. So these are all right. So this is I understand that, but at the same time, I'm going to walk down to whichever place the sundry place was, and I'm going to see what they have for sale there.
Okay. No, we should all go.
Oh, okay. All right.
We should all go and do that and figure out what we want to do.
Okay. Entering into this place, it's called Valavo's Sundries. Walking into this place, it almost kind of looks like a personal residence. In fact, there is, aside from the bewildering protrusion walking into this place of doors and barrels and rotting old furniture, there's tools leaning against the outside walls. The only thing that distinguishes it as a shop rather than as a home is a small sign out on the front door that reads Valavo Sundries. As you enter inside, you can see that the rooms that make up this home are all crammed to the rafters with all sorts of weird miscellaneous stuff. And as you wander inside, you open the door, it rings a little bell just above it, and you hear in the back room, "Be there in a minute!" Sorry if that was a little loud.
That's okay.
But as you wandering out from the back room, you see a thin, wispy old man with large, thick horn-rimmed glasses, and he's kind of wandering around, kind of fidgety, and as he walks up and he says, "Can I help you?"
Well, me and my friends here are going to be making a journey in probably today or a day from now.
Yes.
And we are looking for some supplies.
What kind?
Well, we're adventurers, and
Oh.
We're looking for healing potions, possibly. If you know of if you don't have them, if anybody in town does.
I think I have it here in the back. Let me see. And he wanders into a stack of books and just kind of onto the ground. And he kind of wanders back. And he wanders back over and he says, I got a few here that came in from a trader not too long ago. And he kind of plumps in. Kink, kink, kink. onto this wooden bar stool that's kind of serving as his serving table. There's about 3 of them there, and he says, "To buy all these would be about 150 gold."
Okay. So that 3 is all you have at the moment?
I'm afraid so.
And I'm just checking. Nowhere else in town might have these, as far as we know.
Not that I know. He could try his belly out up to the north.
Okay. What was
Maybe some merchant on the road. Lots of trade around here.
what was the name of the way calling up to the north, Killy? Because I did not make that
Belly.
out.
Fair. Belliard, which Crow, your character would know. Belliard is the town where, wandering south from it, back along that road, is where the Miramar expedition was ambushed. Not far from it.
And that's also where that orc woman was a guard.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Any scrolls, magical scrolls, or anything that you might have?
Scroll. What kind of scroll are you looking for?
Oh, perhaps any. I'm looking for. I know that this is far from a wizard store, and I wouldn't expect that you would have this. I'm looking for anything that might be maybe a scroll of
Yes.
mirror image or
Magic scroll.
yes, magic scrolls. Yes, yes.
I'm about to kill this guy just on general principle.
I'm sorry. Who's the chaotic good character in the party?
I know. He's triggering my chaotic part. Dude, okay, first of all, blow your nose. All right. Second of all, we're an adventuring party. We're going to be coming up against some pretty tough opposition. Our lives will be on the line. He goes, what do you have that could tip the scales in our favor? Provide us an out. Give us some offensive firepower. Help us locate the lost or get past an obstacle.
Sonny, I'm just a merchant. I've been serving as a merchant all my life. I don't know much about no bad guys. I got them potions, magic scroll. And he kind of wanders through. He's kind of beginning to peer through some of the books, kind of fidgety, like you're beginning to intimidate him a little bit. As he kind of wanders through, Kent, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, I actually just to throw onto this, right? All right, have I walked into the home of a hoarder?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do real fast. I want to make the perception check that you are asking for. Okay, but I also want to do a Mike Wolf from History Channel, and I want to kind of like maybe kind of like lean up on the counter and see if there's anything in here that I might be able to think is useful, and maybe I could offer the guy a fair coin for.
So go ahead and make that perception check.
Okay. Perception. Watch me fucking fail this. Yep, that's a fail.
No, not really. And he's just kind of peering through his books and is kind of hurriedly fidgeting, seeing if there's anything that might pique your interest. And you think if you kind of wait for him to peer through everything, you're just going to be here all day.
All right. All right. How much do you say the blade columns were?
All 3 of them would be 150 gold.
All right. Wait. I'm going to lean over to you, Will, and I'm going to say, see if you can talk him down.
Yeah.
Eventually, he'll throw a book onto the counter there, and as he does, the book itself, it doesn't look like it's magical, but it does have a beautiful script written in Dwarvish on top of it.
What's it say?
It says, "This is what I get for reading the text without actually pulling up the detail."
Well, you can text it to me. Will's the only one who knows Dwarvish. Who reads Dwarvish. You don't want to say it.
It's not that I don't want to say it, it's that I don't have the detail that actually gives me the name of it. I have to pull up the notes. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff here, so bear with me. All right. Right. The text itself, or gleaming at it, it looks like it's a genealogical history of the dwarvish clans of Miramar.
Oh, that could be interesting. That could be useful too. Book.
Bundle it. Bundle it.
Genealogical history of Miramar.
Do a Frank.
I'd assume Friar Tug is not the Frank, right? The bearded charmer.
No, I was gonna say
What?
do a Frank from American Pickers. Bundle that shit.
Yeah, no, listen, guys. Looking around, Will is not, whatever. This guy's more chaotic than I am. Listen, everyone split up. Take a stroll around this place and see if you spot anything that might be useful.
Well, I've seen nothing from the front counter.
I know you failed, but I want to leverage our numbers.
Okay.
To be fair,
If
I
you're
was only at the front counter.
Okay. If you're going to wander around, go ahead and make perception checks.
Everybody wander around and take a look.
All right, if I'm leaving the front counter, do I make another one, or am I just stuck there?
Just go ahead and make another perception check.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. I'll fucking fail this one too. Hold on. Okay.
Okay. Peering around, Will, looking through some of the books as he's kind of flipping through them, you look at one that looks like it might be an old discarded wizard spell tome, not a spell book, rather.
Okay, I'll pull that out and
Okay.
hold on to it for a minute. What else? Does anyone else find anything?
Nobody else seems to find anything.
All right, I'll call Ken. I'll call Kent over.
Okay. I tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let's put this in the pile, and we'll just put it up front for right now, and we'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay. All right. Is that all we find, Kelly?
That's the only thing that really catches your eye. Most of the rest of the stuff in here is just all sorts of miscellaneous crap.
All right, so I'll casually carry the book up to the front where the healing potions and the genealogical history is are sitting with this guy, and I'll just offhandedly say to one of my party mates who is there, whether it's Tuck or Kurt or whoever, goes, didn't find anything that might be useful, but this old book might at least entertain me on the ride up to where we're going, and I just kind of casually put it on top of the other book. And
okay,
say,
you're putting the dwarvish genealogical history on top of the spellbook.
Yes.
Okay. He'll look back at the counter. He says, "Hi, I got that one from some peddler passing through town. He bought it. He said he bought it from some shady-looking fella in Wamford, who said he had a dozen similar books.
I'm going.
But I'm willing to sell it."
I would like to just go in there and say, well, I'd like to peruse it real fast, but I kind of want to buy it, but I can see the condition's not that great, the binding's a little cracked. I mean, it's by no means a pristine version of this book. How much did you buy it for?
He sold it to me for a good price. I'd be willing to sell it to you for 50 gold if you really want it.
50 gold, says
Well, let me take another look. Hold on. Killy, I'm going to look at the book. Is there any kind of water damage or anything like that on the book? Anything that...
Make an investigation check.
All right, hold on. Investigation.
It's not significantly damaged to the point where it's illegible, and really the script on the Dwarvish script on the book itself is actually rather beautiful, or as it appears that way. You do notice that it does have a little bit of a smell of almost salt water, which you find especially unusual because if he bought it from a peddler from Wamford is double check my map here.
It's landlocked.
It's landlocked, yes.
All right. So here's what I could do. This is what I could do. I can't do. I can't do. I'm willing to stick with your price for the potions. I've got that full on. But for both of these boats are. I mean, they're old. They're a little they're a little in a little bit of disrepair. I mean, this one smells like it's been in an ocean. I could do 25 for both boats. That's the best I could do right now. I think. You think we could meet somewhere around there?
I don't know. Will says as you say that. That's a lot of gold for a waterlogged book from whose authenticity we can't even verify. Because
This
But
isn't
let's see.
fun.
But let's see what our man has to say. I just want to be able to throw my
Hey, real fast.
my charisma bonus on
American
this.
pickers, not Pawn Stars. Difference. But that is what I would like to throw out at him.
So what do you want, a
American
persuasion
sponsors.
roll or?
So you're basically trying to persuade him down. Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Okay, hold on.
He
There
says,
you go.
"Well, for both of the books, how about
Oh, perception shit, wrong thing. Go ahead.
we'll roll high enough as it is. How about 40 gold for each book?
I'll tell you. I'll tell
We'll
you
give you-
what.
Go ahead.
Will, I'll tell you what. He wants 40 for each book. This is what I say we do. Okay. Either 25. Wait, where are we at now? That would be 80 for both of them, right?
Right.
We flip a coin. 80 for both, right? Or 25 apiece. So that'd be 50 versus 80. See if he's into the flipping the coin.
Okay.
You're trying to persuade him to flip a coin for the total value here? What's
Yeah.
going on?
I guess he wants to see if this guy's willing to gamble.
Heads we win, or whatever. We win, we get the books for 25 apiece. He wins, he gets them or we pay 40 apiece.
He's into it.
All right.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you see on the
Yes.
Let me see if I can move
Playing
the
cards?
playing cards? Okay.
I do.
Here's how we'll do this.
All
If
right.
it's a face card, we'll draw again. If it's an even, we'll call it a heads. If it's an odd, we'll call it a tails. An ace will count as odds.
Okay. So I guess we're drawing.
Are you able to draw?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to do one just in case.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can draw. If you could, so you should be able to draw.
Draw.
We'll
Yeah.
draw one card.
Okay.
Oh, it's Kent's idea, man. Let him draw.
Okay.
All right, Kent, go ahead and draw a card.
All right.
Just
So
click the deck and choose deal.
okay. So assuming that this is white call it, we'll say it's a coin. We'll say call it in the air. He can call it.
Okay. As you flip it, he will call heads.
All right. Now I have to hit draw
we
card.
Want, we want an odd number.
All right. So I'm going to draw one card.
Okay. Are you able to show that then?
It's a 1. I don't
It's
know
a
if I
1.
can show it.
It's
Well,
down
it
there
shows
above your name.
Card.
Oh, it's above my name.
Well, it shows 1. It doesn't reveal what kind of card it is.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that would. How the
Hang on a sec.
Will wants to steal this card from your hand.
You should be. Whoops. I guess I have to let me steal it.
If we ever get a deck of many things, this ought to be real interesting.
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why it doesn't let me, as the game master, actually see what it is. Is it giving you the option to allow me to steal it?
It says Joseph T. That would
Yep,
be you.
that's me.
Wants to steal this card. I'm going to let it go.
Okay. All right.
Now
So
you
it
have
was a
2
jack.
cards.
It's a face card. So that's.
Well, no, you have 2 cards now. Kelly.
I have 2 cards. I drew 1 for myself, but it's king and a
Oh.
jack. So those are face cards. Neither of those are going to count. So
I'll
I'm just
draw
going to keep dealing them to me.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what it is
Until you get a number. I got you.
until I get a number. Okay.
Watch you get like all jacks.
Yeah.
That's another face card. Oh boy, too bad this isn't poker. Okay, 8 of clubs.
All right.
So it's
Ah.
evens.
All right. Well, then I say we give him 40 gold apiece, and I will eat a whole 40 of that if you want.
Oh, very good. That's let's see, 215 gold, I believe, all in.
All
What
right.
we'll say.
Okay. And like I said, I'll subtract 40 from mine. I'll hold on to the mage spellbook to look at as we after we leave.
All right. So I'll since I don't have a 5 gold piece, I'll give him 220, and he can give me back 5 gold pieces. So I'll give him the hematite is worth 20.
Okay.
The 2 blue topaz at 90 each, so that's a total of 200. The obsidian stone, which is worth 10.
You see that one this
And-
time, right?
Yeah,
Spades?
yeah, we can see
Yeah.
it out on
All
the
right,
map.
And the
All right, I just figured out how to do it then.
and so I'm giving him 220 worth of gems, a 20 gold hematite, 2 90 gold blue topaz, a 10 gold obsidian, and a 10 gold malachite. And he's giving me back 5 gold pieces.
For the record, when I deal you a card, you can also click on it to open it up, and then just click and drag it out to reveal what it is.
Okay. Well, we'll probably need a refresher in that when you do reveal the deck of many things, but that's okay. All right,
So,
cool. So that concludes my business with this gentleman. We should
All
see
right.
if there are any other shops in town, but if that's the only place we can go, that's the only place we can go.
it is about mid-afternoon at this point.
I kind of figured it would be.
You
It
spent
took.
the better part of shopping. You still haven't gone to the Wagon Works yet.
All right, Pant. I'll follow your lead to the Wagon Works. By the way, not far from here, there is a guy selling pickles. If anybody needs
All right,
any.
we can get some of those for the road, I guess. But let's. Any other general equipment we want to look for? Rope, spikes, rations. Oh yes, I Will would like to. Who would have a set of lockpicks?
Around here, it'd probably be hard to find a shop selling the lockpicks themselves. There's, let me see here. There's a used tools and goods shop called Gailker's that if you were to find anything of the sort, it would probably be there.
Let's try that.
Okay. As you enter inside, it is a sort of a cluttered shop, but there are also a couple of lounging customers. You get the sense that on top of being a shop, this is also something of a smaller second tavern. This building, by the way, is... As soon as I can find that up here, close to the Wagon Works, actually.
Oh, good.
And it is run by a man who is well groomed. He's in his late 30s, early 40s. He introduces himself as Marlando Gailker.
Well met, Marlando. I am Will Beethoven. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
We're going off. My friends and I are an adventuring company, the Diamond Bears. And we've had some rough use with some of our tools that are in need of replacing. Would you happen to have a set of lockpicks available for sale?
Yeah. He looks around and he says, "Lockpicks. I mostly trade in goods, but if you'll follow me into the back, we'll see if we can find something that might serve your needs, adventurer." And he'll lead you into sort of a back room.
Before we carry on with this, Killy, I'm assuming that I can use thieves' tools to pick locks. I just don't add my proficiency roll to that.
Correct.
All right. I'd like to have the option.
You have the option, but you're not proficient with them.
No, that's fine. You know, straight roll versus a roll with +2. I can go with that.
Hey, 20 is a 20. You know?
Yep.
Well, yeah. I
he's-
mean, some chance is better than no chance. I think.
Yep. He as you went into the back room, he'll kind of scold you a little bit, or he's a little upset that you would mention something like lockpicks in the middle of a common room of a tavern. But if you're still willing to do the business, he's willing to sell some lockpicks to you. He has a pocket full of about 25 of them that he's willing to sell to you for a total of about 10 gold.
Okay. No, I'll explain to him. Look, there's nothing nefarious about lockpicks. It's what they're used for, my friend. He goes,
Not
an
exactly.
adventuring party in a
He-
dungeon. We run into all kinds of gates, doors, chests, all of
The
which are
last-
locked to some extent. He goes,
He says, "The last thing I need is a guard at my doors inspecting everything."
I can assure you these are not to be used for nefarious purposes. And I'll give him a 10
Your
gold
purposes are not my business. Your coin is.
My coin is a 10 gold piece azurite.
Okay. An azurite gem?
Yeah.
Okay. As you hand that to him, he examines it especially closely, and as he does, I'd like you to go ahead and make an insight check.
Insight.
Okay.
Holy
Great.
shit!
He's examining this thing like you would see a jeweler examine it. He's expecting it for the rough and tear, the edges to see how well it's been carved. He's holding it and expecting it with a close eye to make sure that it's authentic. And he used to get the sense that he would know if whether or not it was authentic.
Okay. Wondering how that would be helpful to us.
I can think of a way or two. He's obviously dealt with goods, fine gems before. He could be a fence for gems. that we have.
Right. Okay. I'm thinking. You know what? I wasn't even thinking of all the ordinary gems that we have. I'm thinking like, what do we have that's special that we're trying to identify that we might need this guy's skill? But no, we're just trying to sell this stupid.
Well,
gem.
don't you have a ruby that's worth like 1,000 gold or some shit?
Well, I'll say to him, you seem to be someone who appreciates a well-cut stone. Says, would you be in the market for others?
He says, used to be a jeweler's assistant back at Boulder's Gate, making mountings for stones and entire rings.
I see. So if I happen to have some gems from our last adventure, would you be interested in purchasing them?
I might be persuaded.
Okay. I want. Does he look like? Does he have other people working for him? Like, I don't want him to suddenly call in a bunch of goons and steal our gems. I mean, do I feel like
You feel safe?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to use a little my streetwise sense to gauge whether I should be pulling out 2,900 worth of gold.
Right now, you're in the back room with him and him alone, as far as you can tell.
All right. Does he have a gem cloth laid out?
He can at your request.
Yeah, I asked him to.
Okay, he'll bring one out and lay it down on the counter.
All right. I'm not going to just dump the pile of gems on the cloth, but I will, maybe a couple at a time, put them out there and explain to him that I was looking to move. If I was looking to move these, would he be in a position to take ownership?
If you're willing to, move them,
Purchase.
Sell them.
sell them. Okay. He expresses an interest that he'd be willing to purchase them. Any gems he would have, he would offer you market value for them. And you get an idea that, or you get the sense that, on top of being a jeweler, he's might also use those gems or fence them for his own purposes. So he just likes gems in general.
Before I dump all of these, does any of our spellcasters need gems for spells or anything like that?
No, but I'm half tempted to wander back down to the pack rat's house and see if there's any bat guano laying around on his waycombs, because I need that.
Any what?
Bat guano.
Bat
And honestly,
Uh-huh.
you could probably find a vial of bat shit that's down there. He's
Yeah,
hoarding all sorts of crap.
yeah. I'll kind of make my way back down because I think I need something for counterspell. And give me a minute,
Okay.
and I will find out what the hell I need.
All right, so I will, if he'll take them off my hands, sell all of our gems.
Okay. You willing to take them off your hands at market value?
Okay, good. So that's wow, great. Okay, that's 2,900 now. So I'm going to then all right, so we've got 2,970. So let's do this. I'm going to thank him and tell him we may be back with more, and this will be this is great in case we can now that opens up a whole new range of treasure for us if we can fence things like other valuables. That's good. All right, so
he'll make note of it and says, "You're welcome to. He's welcome to take those fence good off those gems and more gems and other fence goods off your hands, but ask for a little bit more discretion next time."
yes, no, I apologize. I wasn't aware, but we'll absolutely abide. The dude will abide. So all right, so 2,970. So I'm going to take 970 and keep that for party treasury, and dispense the 2,000 4 ways. So that's everyone gets another 500 gold added to that.
Okay,
Earlier
I guess
player
your Ranger's out of the deal there then.
Why?
You're splitting it 4 ways.
No,
yeah,
he's leaving me out of the deal. Yeah.
Oh, he's leaving.
The Ranger gets it. I don't. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
because these are from our previous adventure. So
I see. Okay.
this would be part of. This would be cut a 4-way cut. So
Okay.
I just put it again in D&D chat in Discord.
Okay.
Another 500 gold all around.
All right. I'll just add it to Miles' sheet then.
All right, so that's 9. So that's whatever I have on me plus 500.
Yep.
All right.
So that's. So now you're responsible for that 500, and that still I kept 975 in the party treasury for.
But that's fine.
expense.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So 500. I gotta add it to my sheet.
All right, so 2,421. Okay.
I'm gonna add 200 gold, and that leaves 300 gold. That I will add as 30 platinum.
All right. All right, Killy. I'm gonna run back down to that shop real fast. See if I can make a deal on that guy with for some bat shit and what the fuck else was it? Bat shit and oh god, I'm trying to remember what the hell else it was I needed for Fireball. It's not count.
He's got
So-
a couple of vials of bat shit, believe it or not.
I don't find it hard to believe. In fact, I don't know why I'd be paying him for it, but I'm still going to.
He's willing to sell the vials. The vials themselves are well made and somewhat expensive. Obviously, the bat shit not quite as impressive, but he's willing to sell. He's willing to sell each vial for 2 silver a pop.
All right. Now I have a quick question because we're just spitballing this real fast. So what would you? How many casts of Fireball would you say that a vial would give me?
How much of it is within the material component?
It's a small amount of guano.
Okay. Within the vial of it, you could probably get maybe 5 casts of it.
Okay, and then I have to get sulfur. Any chance he's got sulfur laying around? Probably not.
Not likely. You probably have to go to an alchemist or something for sulfur.
Or the armor smith if there is one.
Or the armor smith, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to the armor smith next, real fast.
Okay.
Say, hey, do you have what do you call it?
They're willing to scoop up the sulfur and just kind of give it to you because they just get rid of it. They just clean it up anyway.
All right, so I just want enough for 10 casts of Fireball. So I got 2 vials. So, all right, hold on. I'm just writing that down on my thing.
Material component to cast a total of 10 fireballs.
Yeah, 10 Fireball. Okay. Bat guano. That shit.
Meanwhile,
Sulfur.
while they're doing all the shopping,
Sorry.
Tuck and Aiden, is there anything you two are doing while this, or Tuck and Aiden, Tuck and Tagrin, or is there anything the two of you are doing while this is all going on, or just kind of following them around?
I'm looking for like an herbalist or a flower garden so I can get some plants with thorns.
There's none within town. However, there's a couple of nursery, a flower nursery, not too far outside of town that you would know where it is, having been in
Okay.
the area for long enough. And you're able to buy a few flowers with thorns, mostly roses. You can buy a bundle of roses for about 5 gold,
All right.
and that would include a total of about 5 roses per bundle.
All right.
Tuck's just at the tavern drinking.
And then
Yes. Happily.
real quick, can a ration count as a morsel of food, or do I need to buy some food from our little eatery from last night?
You could probably take a morsel from the rations if you really wanted to argue that. On top of that, there's a bakery in town as well as a poultry shop and a butcher.
Let's go to the bakery shop and get a loaf of bread.
Okay. So okay, the bakery is run by a thin man in his 20s, very energetic individual. You know him or have met him already as Mango Lauren. His first name Mango. He's a guy who likes to gossip a lot. But as you order a loaf of bread, the loaf of bread will cost you about 2 silver.
Okay. 5 gold. Silver.
I make it easy. I just tip them whatever it is over the silver to make it. I lost 1 gold.
Yeah, that's not
Mr.
a bad
Balabo
idea.
is more than happy to take that generous tip.
Yep, that's what I'll do.
Always,
Okay. With
always leave them 1
6
more.
gold total then.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
all I needed.
My grandfather always said, leave him a big tip. They'll remember who you are the next time you come in.
Yep. Killy, real fast. Are there any other shops in town that would probably be useful to hit up before we leave?
Aside from the wagon works, the other towns, there's an all-face shrine across from the inn. There's a boarding house where and some visitors might stay. It's probably a little bit cheaper, but not nearly as nice as the inn. There's the clothier you visit. There's the bakery you visited. There's the smithy. There's the poultry shop. There's a fine stone which works from a nearby quarry. There's the Ironhead Arms, which would have sold all your arms to. There's actually 2 poultry shops. There's a bathhouse and a dress shop. There's a stoneworks. There's a tannery. There's a general storage facility. They basically storage sheds. There's the farmers market, which right now isn't really open, and that's the extent of the stores that are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So other than going to the wagon place, to I guess start on our travel, we're pretty much good, right, guys? I mean, are we? Will? Garen's just drinking. We know that.
I'm drinking.
Yeah, the wagon place, I guess, would be
Okay.
our next port of call.
I would like to, just as a way, I would like to kind of crack open this book that I bought at some point during the travel, maybe during the first day's ride, just to see what's in it.
Would that be the spell book, or would that be the?
I have no caring for the genealogy of dwarves unless we're talking about Game of Thrones, and that's about it.
Okay. Within the spell book, there's a couple of spells prepared. That includes Burning Hands, Cause Fear, Chromatic Orb, Comprehend Languages, Disguise Self, Grease, and let's see. There's also Identify,
Mhm.
Ray of Sickness.
Mhm.
There's Acid Arrow,
Mhm.
Alter Self,
Mhm.
Detect Thoughts,
Jesus Christ. Okay.
We
Gen-
totally,
and Gentle
totally
Repose.
stole this book off this guy.
And we lost the coin flip.
I know. and I paid him $2.15 for. Let's see.
I'm sorry, not Gentle Repose. Ray of Enfeeblement is the other one.
Okay. And that's pretty much it for that spellbook?
Yeah. Glancing at it, you think this must have been the spellbook of a necromancer.
Okay. I will write all that down when I listen to this after it's all done. But so far as that spellbook is concerned, that would just be I could use that spellbook to copy some of those spells into my spellbook and learn them
Yep.
/ whatever.
Right. Alternatively, you could switch spellbooks and then copy spells from one over to the other.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea necessarily. Okay. All right. That's fine.
That's awesome.
I will actually have Pant throw that in the bag of holding and say I'm going to need to look at this a little bit later.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let us go to the carriage place because
Okay.
we've all been dying to get there.
All right. So the wagon works. Or rather, there's the wagon works, and then there's the actual mounting place that handles the caravans itself, and it's called Forlorn Safe Journeys. There's a couple of burly husky men that kind of run the place, and as you enter in, they have the horses saddled up for you. They have a wagon attached to it, per Miss Aleskin's orders, and they ask if you would like to rent the wagon or whether you'd like to buy the wagon.
Rent it.
Okay. If you're going to rent it, they say it's going to cost you 35 gold per week. So 35 gold for every 10 days.
Wait. How much does it cost to buy the wagon?
300 gold.
Is it a nice wagon?
Pretty damn nice wagon. Well
yeah,
made.
you know what? Invariably, the wagon gets trashed. I'm happy with renting it.
You sign an agreement that if it gets trashed, you owe recompense. If the horses get lost, you owe recompense for the horses.
Is that overseen by a friendly village shop named Geeko?
There's a lizard man. He comes out to execute the contract, but he's only a foot tall.
He'll let you know that if you spend 15 minutes, you could save 15% or more on wagon insurance.
Nice.
No, but Miss Aluskin is fetched from the shop as sort of a witness to you signing the documents off on the horses and the wagon.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. So we've got the 2 horses and the wagon for 10 days. 85 gold.
85 gold total if you're renting it per week. So a week in this is 10 days, not 7.
Okay. So 85 for the wagon. 8. All right, pay him the 85.
Okay.
Or I paid him the 35 for the wagon. We already paid her for the horses.
All right. So you got your wagon. Is there anything else in town that you would like to do? If not, given the time, given the time, and given that Miles isn't here this week, I think it might be easier to call it here, and that way, if he's back next week, which I think he might be, instead of arguing that he went to take care of personal business, we could actually have him here and just really quickly run him through all the business that has occurred.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he's still part of the party rather than away.
Maybe
and have to
you could reach out to him offline, Killy, and just see if there's anything that he wants to pick up before we leave.
Yeah.
Save us some time.
Yeah, I might be able to get hold of him over the weekend or something. If nothing else, like he'll log on early enough before the rest of you do on a Wednesday that we can take care of that real quick.
With the 3 additions, we have 4 total potions of healing. How do we want to disseminate those? Anyone?
Your wizard's AFK. So.
All right, I just have I have them all down in the bag. If anyone wants one, they can have it.
I think the idea was to give Sire 2 of them.
He's kind of going to be your tanky guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so tuck. And tuck. I'll hold one, and we should give one to Kurt. He also kind of gets involved. Although, what's Tegan's fighting style? He uses a shield, so I guess he's more of a melee fighter than a spellcaster. I mean, what's
More of a mixture of both healer and tank.
all right?
He's the Bridget support.
Let's give him one.
Play Overwatch.
Okay. So I have 2 with Tuck, 1 with Tegan, and 1 with Will.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's it.
All right. I think we can call it here, guys. And after all that business is concluded, and you continue on towards the ambush site, we can get on with the adventure.
Sweet. Appreciate it,
Looking
Kelly.
forward to it. Kelly, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right, guys, I'm going to bed.
Alrighty.
Don't forget to note the gold on your sheet.
Yep.
And I'm going to start calculating everything as a 5-way split going forward. That's it.
Works.
Good night, guys.
A bit less of an eventful evening, but useful, I suppose.
Yeah, we got shit sorted out.
So, at least that's out of the way. And I think with having Miles gone, having that out of the way over the course of this might make it easier. So,
Agreed.
Yep.
I'm gonna head out too.
Okay.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night.
You won't see me, but have fun anyway.
alrighty.
Later.
Laters.
Later.
Have a good night, Kelly.
Later.
I'm back. Did we end it?
Okay. Yeah, we ended it. We ended it a little early. If there's any other